Does anyone remember what happened last session?
We fought a tentacle beast without getting anything particularly non-consensual happening to us.
Excellent.
We cleared out the ruins of Androshell. We realised why the elves nearly died out, and I believe that we found Nogrim and what was left of his adventuring party, and believe that we were headed to Silvermont, or that mining town to the west.
We avoided going downstairs.
Yep.
So yes, you, inverted commas, cleared out the ruins of Androshell by
We looted the heads.
taking the heads
That's
of
right.
the already slain goblins.
We scared them away, and as we all know, goblins never come back.
That's right. And hey, they weren't using their heads anyway.
No, they were just lying around.
Strike.
And you did find Nodgrim and the remnants of what remained of his adventuring party, correct? So, by the way, Oz meet Brian, Brian meet Oz.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Yeah, very good. What are you in this party of misfits?
I am a dwarven cleric
Lovely.
who's recently had all of his best friends and companions murdered.
Okay.
And been invited to join us,
Yep.
as long as we don't get murdered.
I mean,
or vice versa, thanks.
I see this only as a positive because that means we don't need our other cleric, which means we can sell him to the to that guy.
I believe
Always use more clerics.
I believe that was actually mentioned at one stage.
Yes.
Excellent.
The half-orc got wise to it as soon as another cleric turned up.
No, sleeps with his back to a tree at all times.
Zeltarnin, there is a gift for you.
Excellent. Yes.
Alright, so you did take a whole bunch of the goblin heads, the large reptilian bipedal creature heads, and you also took the tentacle beast head, or what I suppose you construed to be a head. Unfortunately, the head dissolved into a black gooey mess and wiped out a number of goblin heads with it.
But we got a vial of that icon.
Can you turn down that music just a fraction?
It's not that loud, is it?
It's a little bit loud to compare to your voice. About as loud.
Is that a bit better?
That's perfect, thank you.
Yep.
I'll just reposition my mic. Okay. So yes, I believe you were intending to head, instead of going back to Sumberton, you were heading to Silvermont. That's where we left it when you had made that decision. Is that still what you wanted to do?
I think we'd done that because we wanted to resupply.
Yep.
Is
And
that...
you're also hoping to meet up with the halfling member of the Chicane Merchant Guild, Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
And because you've got this new dwarven member who's like all but homeless now and has no rations or anything to his name.
Yeah, we need some food.
Would you say that he is perhaps a little short on supplies?
Very, very short.
As I said, I was only slightly racist to our new party member last session.
Some might say you're also heightist.
Low blow, Grail. Low blow.
Well, it's hard to be low when they're so low. Alright.
Yes, yes.
And it's going to be hard to raise the bar of this conversation.
I think you might have overshot that one.
Alright, so-
you guys are mining some gold.
Cross country, it's going to take
When you guys are finished.
cross country. It'll take you about 2 days to go from the ruins of Androshell to Silvermont, even though it's only about 28 miles with some short legs stumping around with you and crossing the open grassland.
I can move as fast as any human. Which isn't quite true.
I mean, most of us aren't human, so you know.
The ones of us that count are.
I meant no offense.
There's 2.5 humans in the group.
We don't want him.
Alright,
Standard.
so you are indeed heading to Silvermont. You are leaving the ruins of Androshell. You are not
Indeed.
investigating
Yeah.
the subterranean part that Nordgrim believes the goblins fled into before his friends were viciously slaughtered.
Do we want to go downstairs, guys?
No.
No.
I mean, before the end of the day, if anybody has any spare healing,
Oh, I do.
I'm
I'm
not
sure my
saying
god will
that
gift
I've
me
got
again.
1/8 of my hit points. I'm just saying I'm on 1 hit point.
I thought I healed last session. Very
You
well.
might have, but it's not on my character sheet. So
I will
didn't
heal
happen.
the...
How do you mark your spells in this, Julian?
So, if you have a look at your character sheet,
Yep, memorize spells.
yep, so where are yours? Where's your character?
So I've
Alright,
got a light and 2 cure light wounds, one of which I've used to cure light wounds already.
Yep, so just mark the level, mark it off.
Nice.
Thank you.
What, mark it 0 or remove
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Yep,
either
okay,
or,
cool.
whichever one suits you.
Yep, cool.
There you go.
3 whole
Yeah.
HP.
Feel that massive heal.
Hey,
You're now half health.
yeah, I was going to say, that's not that bad.
So who is speaking? Who's injured?
Kruber, Jaquan Kruber is injured currently.
Did
Jaquan, may the gods look over you. Hamanamana.
Oh, I don't want to draw their attention. I mean, if you can heal me without casting their cruel and pitiless gaze upon me, that would be better. Although that
Take
feels
the first one.
really good.
I don't know why it rolled to.
Sorry.
Keep rubbing there.
By the way, those of you that are casting Cure Light Wounds, it is actually 1d6 plus 1.
My mistake.
Oh, is it? Sorry, I'll re-roll.
I think you can choose to keep them, since you know it probably averages out.
Oh, in that case, I'll keep the 7.
How convenient.
There you go. I would have got 4. He only needed like another 3. It's fine.
Another 3 hit points. Hey, that's one more hit that I can potentially take for you guys.
Exactly.
So it was a definite heading to Silvermont.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've got to get rid of these heads. They're going to go off.
So we're not going down in the tunnel.
Uh.
The DM's trying to lead us down. Maybe
I'm
there's
not trying
big
to lead
treasure.
you down anyway. Just, all I'm doing is reminding the group because you know it's been a couple of weeks.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
You are right
Literally.
to do whatever you feel like doing.
I found all my companions, so I have no particular drive to go down there. I mean, it's not as if I'm going to find anyone alive down there.
Well, you know, not anyone friendly.
Well, that's right.
Technically, you didn't.
A lot of
find all-
goblins, perhaps.
Technically, you didn't find all of your companions.
Didn't I?
Just-
Who didn't I
we just
find?
found parts.
Oh, hang on. This is important.
You never.
Who didn't I
found-
find?
You never found Farnham.
Wasn't Fun the halfling?
Nope. That was Beniam.
He was the
Oh,
voice.
that's right. The range wasn't he? He was the ranger, wasn't he?
Yep. All you found of Farnham
Was this saber?
was his scimitar. Yep.
You never. How much are those goblin heads worth?
They were. There's a 5 gold piece per head bounty upon them.
I saw it. I saw at least a dozen go down that shaft.
I'm just saying that's what I think's going to happen if we go down.
Well, we should make sure Farnham is no longer with us.
My
Well,
friend
yeah.
might be down there.
Did you not see the second gift cell?
Wait, so now we are going into the
Oh,
cave
yeah,
because we're missing Farnham? This is fantastic.
I'm familiar with caverns. I'm happy to go first.
I'm quite happy. Look, personally, I'm happy to fight because I'm fairly certain the times we actually had fighting, I've missed those sessions. So
Alright,
it'd be
fine.
nice to actually figure out how the hell this system works.
I will be at your
Let's go down
side.
into those tunnels then.
Oh man, it's been too long since I watched Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more?
So you,
Amazing
so
movie.
I have somehow managed to coerce you. Is that what you're saying?
Well, my friend might still be alive.
Look.
So yes.
if we all die, we could just blame the GM.
Sure.
That
All
sounds
the
fair.
GM is saying is what good is 5 new friends when you could have one old dead friend?
That's right. Who might not still be alive, and we could all die rescuing.
Yep.
But he needs a proper burial.
What? Think of at least a dozen, like 5 GPs floating around down there.
No good, I played too many video games.
So
And-
you will find. Oh, let me just go back to the ruins of Androshell first, and
Oh,
What?
pictures loading.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I remember this place. Oh, you guys actually went inside. Nice.
We're smart.
alright. So the building.
Oh, did you kill that giant monster lizard thing, tentacle thing?
Yep.
Awesome. Well done.
It turns out flame grenades do a lot less than you might think.
Well, when applied incorrectly.
Someone
I
ate
assume
them.
Craig's eating ice cream?
No, he's
No,
eating his
sorry.
microphone.
I just had to go duck out and get a charger.
So
I believe where my yellow ping is where the tunnel was.
yes, in those buildings there is where Nodgrim
Oh.
believed that they fled, and that one is good enough for the tunnel to be in, because there are tunnels and little hidey holes, etc., all throughout this place. The ones that you would find that are most suitable for you to descend into definitely would probably be in that one there. And yes, you fought the tentacle beast and you slew the tentacle
Can you
beast.
ping that again? I'm only just zoomed in on where you are.
It's the second one up.
Is
basically.
anybody
Yeah.
not pinging?
Okay. That's cool.
And they were entertained for half an hour.
How do you ping? I feel like this is very important.
You just
Hold.
hold.
Left click on the map.
The machine that goes ping.
And small things.
Look, we never.
Just the way we microwave
Hey.
dinners.
Hey, I'm doing it as well. So definitely there you will find a tunnel that you can descend.
Although they are goblin-sized tunnels, are they not?
Some of them are, some of them are a little bit larger. They may have been worked at, or there may have been larger creatures that had wormed their way through at some stage in the past, etc. This one you find is, as you can see on this map here, there is a small cellar that you have entered into, and at the entrance, at the exit, at the end of it, here, you can see that there is a small crawl space that you can go through. It's probably about 4.5 feet high. So for some of you, you might actually be able to walk through without too much bending.
We can fit through here.
The dwarf and the
Well,
elf will be
speaking as a
fine.
6'3" guy, no, that does not seem good.
As I
The
said,
4.2 guy's all good on it.
Shall I attempt to go ahead first and sneak?
it is dark within,
Yes.
so
Uh,
light sources will be necessary
Oh, good.
for
Unbelievable.
all bar the dwarf.
Clerics don't get light as a spell, do they?
They do, actually. I don't have it.
Did you feel
I can bring about
Nogrum?
light for you if that's what you wish.
That would be nice. How's the light spell work in?
What would you like it upon?
Oh, is it
Actually-
you attach it to something? Do you?
It's really good. You can
Yeah,
cast it on
you
people's
cast it on an
eyes.
object. Yeah, so you can cast it on.
Oh,
That's what I had it for. But you can cast it on a stone and put it in your pocket or pull it out to use it as a torch. Or...
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a really good spell.
Cool.
Sheds light in a 15-foot radius.
Yep.
So
I cast it on a stone for him.
it lasts for 12 turns, which is 2 hours.
okay.
And I really need to sort out purchasing or getting pro access on this so I can have dynamic lighting rather than having to reveal areas as you go. So you have a light source now, Linsa?
Sure. I will attempt to head forward slowly.
Okay.
I'm not sure. So this is the crawl space there, pretty much.
Yep.
Awesome.
So once you get through the little crawl space, it opens up. It's about varying heights between 7 to 12 feet, etc. It seems to be a naturally formed cavern. The walls are, for the most part, relatively smooth.
I can't control my token.
Can't you?
I'm definitely on arrow.
That's
Right.
because I would have been
That's
able to.
because I would have chucked it in right at the end and forgot to
Assign.
assign it. So can you
cool.
move it now?
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
That's right.
So
Can,
I will move up, but stay a couple behind him.
can anyone
So-
not control their token?
I'm good.
I'll say don't anyone come into the hole.
It happens to everybody. It's fine, man.
Nope, I'm all good.
Cool.
Pause there.
I'll mention to everyone not to come into the crack until I figure out what the hell's up because I don't want to get stuck in here with 2 people behind me.
That's why I hung behind. And hang on, who was
I'll
our
stay where I am.
monster?
I'll do what I'm told.
I'm going to draw my short bow.
As I was saying, the walls are fairly smooth. In some places, quite smooth. The ceiling averages between 7 and 12 feet, and from what you can see so far, it's not rough, but it's just very irregular. The dwarf, you instantly will be able to identify that this may have once been volcanic in nature.
Okie dokie.
This might be a volcano.
So I can't see much in front of me at the moment. I'd like to look around to the, I guess, left on the map, but to my right as I'd be walking through. So like over here, yeah. Okay.
The
I'll-
ground,
I'll-
however, is unlike the walls. It is muddy. Not a sloppy wet mud, but just a kind of a thick layer of greasy slime upon the ground. Whether it's come in from some other method or source, you're not quite sure. There are a number of footprints and handprints and scurrying marks all throughout
Lovely.
this area.
I'll converse them in now because it seems like it isn't just a narrow corridor that we're going to get all screwed on.
Also, it's dark back there.
Yes.
Do we want a
Interesting.
second light source?
Yes.
Well, yeah, we got that torch when we rescued the dwarf.
I
good
also
call.
have torches.
So who is carrying the light sources?
Well, me, I'm carrying the stone that has light on it, apparently.
Yep.
I'm happy to
I'll
carry
keep that.
torch.
Cool.
Okay.
It's kind of what I do. I also have some actual torches.
Cool.
I'm just using my eyesight.
So these so the path to the right and straight down, they are dead ends.
They appear to be dead ends, definitely.
Cool. Okay.
And you have a bit of a look around, and yeah, it does seem very much like it's a dead end.
Cool. I guess we're going to the left then.
Does any of the ground seem to be disturbed here?
Yes,
It's
as I
Yeah,
was saying,
there was
are
a whole bunch of tracks everywhere.
there's tracks everywhere.
Yeah.
You can see scurrying marks, hands, feet, etc. Because when goblins are moving fast, they tend to fall to all fours and lope along.
Does there seem to...
Do
Sorry,
I
was
recognize
gonna
them
say-
as goblin tracks?
Hang on, sorry, Oz was saying something first.
I was going to say, does there seem to be like a main thoroughfare? Obviously, I imagine going out to the outside, but coming back in, do they go mainly down one thing, or are they spread evenly among all three passages?
They tend to go, for the most part, in this direction. Oops, hang on, we down this way.
Yep,
But they do go in all directions.
cool.
So I've spent most of my life living underground, and I know goblin. Do they definitely look like goblin tracks?
You would find it hard to believe that they are anything other.
Goblins.
I can't believe it's not butter goblins.
Yes.
Hmm.
I guess we're going to go head down the left path, because that seems to be the most... Or do we not head down there and go head down last? But I've looked into it anyway.
Also, Mark, are you damaged?
No.
Okay.
Anymore.
He's not
The
injured
dwarf
either.
healed me last session.
Well, there is that. I just thought there was a bar on your character profile picture.
There
But
is.
sometimes you
There's
think about
kind of
murder that, okay, looked partially uncoloured.
The sound does echo around quite significantly down here. Your voices seem to ring off all the stonework, the low ceilings, the darkened passages, and reverberate back to you. Even when you whisper, it seems to be quite significant. Saying that, you hear no obvious sounds of goblins. Those of you
Coming
familiar
back.
with goblins, you don't hear them. One of the things you do hear, though, is it's a bit hard to tell, but can you make a hear noise check for me, please, Lensa, since you will have the keenest ears? Let's
Okie
just
dokie,
put
and
all our
that
chips.
is just over 100 roll, isn't it?
Yes, so if you have a look at your character sheet, you should have a decent chance.
Yes, got that.
So we'll put all our chips on your roll. And
Cool.
you have no idea where it's coming from, but
Yep.
you do hear a kind of a... I suppose it seems like a gnawing and a slithering kind of squelchy type sound, as though something was moving in the slimy mud.
Oh, disgusting. What are we down here for again?
A friend of mine might be down here, and it's full of goblins.
Okay, but what are you being dragged down here by the goblins, or did he go down here of his own volition?
I don't know, but I've explored the compound, and he's the only companion I haven't found.
And what race was he?
He was a halfling, without reading my thing.
I thought it was a
You're the-
human ranger.
you're the-
Can we-
found all the left of the
Okay,
halfway.
so
Before we, I was going to go on growl.
I was going to say so.
No, he's a human ranger.
Hypatia
Fine.
has more of an idea as to your background than you do, because he was a human ranger.
He is a human ranger.
Okay.
You
In that
found
case,
I
you
just
found the
checked.
halfling,
Yeah,
and the halfling had been skinned.
that's right.
oh,
Yeah, he didn't work out well.
We found a halfling who had been skinned, who, based on the stuff we assumed.
Well, that is probably
Cool.
yes, that is more correct. You found a halfling. Well, what you assume was a halfling.
in
It
that
was a
case,
teeny tiny little body.
in that case, could I re-inspect the tracks and see if I can make out any like human footprints or at least big drag marks? Because they'd be significant.
Sure. You have hunting as a secondary skill, do you not?
I do indeed. That is my second skill.
All right. You start having a bit of a look at the tracks. You find no indication that there are human footprints within the mess and the mire. Saying that, the scurry marks are all over the place, and it is quite possible that something may have come through here first and then been completely obfuscated
Yep, no
afterwards. but you definitely do not see the signs of anything being dragged.
Cool. I guess which way should we go then?
Left.
Left.
Always go left.
Yeah.
Where do you record secondary skills, Julian? Because I realized I had them in my other character sheet, like
Yep.
my text one, but
This
not
is one
this
of the
one.
reasons why I need to become a pro user so I can create my own character sheet. So, just put it down in your class, just like add an ability.
So we're going.
So where you got languages and abilities, just click on add,
Oh yeah, okay, cool.
and then just
Yeah,
put it down, and
yeah,
where
cool,
it's got class or racial, just put down there that's secondary.
cool.
So what you're saying, sorry, Craig?
I was just going to say. So are we going? Are we going down? Are we like we're going down that bottom corridor?
Yep, down. This I'll move down a little bit that way, pretty much.
Sure.
Down's usually towards the bad guys.
I mean, it's not down. It's we're on a flat surface. It's
Yes,
left.
I know. What, yeah.
Can I attempt to move quietly?
Sure.
Because now that I know that it reverberates quite a lot, I'll try and scout ahead somewhat less noisily.
Yep.
Watch me fail terrible.
Go for it, make your roll.
Hey! Perfect.
Nice.
I actually have a 30 and moved quietly, so...
Sweet. Now they'll just think a will-o-wisp is coming for them.
Well, that might be intimidating.
So I'll approach probably down roughly around here and see what I can see.
Sure. As you get down there, you notice that the roof is starting to open up a little bit more. It seems to be getting higher.
Okay.
I think I know what happened to your human companion too.
Let's see, what's that?
Well, that's terrible news. I say in a low voice.
She got turned
You mean
into Princess
you mean
Leia.
Fana's been forcibly redressed?
The second half of the GIF. That's why there aren't any tracks, because he was being carried.
The mud
So,
seems to
I
be getting
will-
slightly thicker as well.
Oh, okay. Which did that do the is there a majority of tracks going one or the other this time, or
The tracks seem to spread all over the place, but they still seem to
From
be going
here.
majority south.
okay, cool, or left, but yeah.
Yep.
The others can move forward, and I guess we'll keep following the main path.
Sure.
Mm.
Sounds good.
Why not?
What could possibly go wrong?
That's a good question. What could possibly go wrong? It's about here that you start.
I was about to answer for you.
Hearing the drums?
Jaquan is all by himself.
I've got light though.
You do.
Come catch us to us.
Let there be light.
He's guarding the entrance.
That's why I.
Yes. Only
When
way
you
to
get-
be safe.
Let's just open up down there a bit more. You do start feeling a slight warmth on the just emanating from the rocks around you.
I'll
Volcanic
just place my
tunnels,
hand.
you'd say.
I'll just place my hand on the wall. Is it? How warm is it?
It's warm to the touch.
I think we're in a volcano. We might be getting closer to the core.
What's that thing called? Radioactivity?
Or it could just be a dragon, guys.
Yeah.
Uranium never hurt anyone.
Yellow cake.
Which edition had uranium dragons?
The best edition.
I'll continue heading to the right and see what I can see that way.
So when I say it was warm to the touch, it's not like scalding you or anything like that, but you can
It's
just
just
feel.
warm. You can feel the warmth.
You can feel it. It's not cold.
All right, guys. This sounds like a great opportunity to split the party. Let's all take a route and see what we find.
Yep.
Yeah, nah.
I've got the right route. No? Okay.
Oh dear.
Let's stick to that left wall.
Sure, why not? I'll move up further.
Alright. Let's just, fail miserably at using this. I really need to get that dynamic lighting because much easier.
Interesting. So it seems really empty. Like there are no signs or anything else.
You don't seem to find any signs of anything. No, it does seem empty. It seems that definitely creatures have passed through here, but you can't see any sign of them still being here. Again, any sound you make does reverberate and echo around quite significantly. One of the things that Den and his gifts. What's he done now?
That wasn't a gif.
Oh.
So
the mud is seeming to either become a lot more dry or baked. It's not as thick, it's not as slimy, it's a lot more brittle underfoot in some places. At least there seems to be a crust forming on it.
Okay. I guess we'll keep going south and see what we can find.
I was going to say, and does that continue the further south and east we get?
Alright, at that point,
Yes.
you'll be able to
What do I
see
see?
something. So,
A wild Pokemon has appeared. Oh, ooh.
okay, this is
That looks weird.
a large statue, I guess you could say.
It looks
seems
like
to-
tentacly.
It is tentacly, but it seems to be a hybrid of both kind of a mishmash tentacle beast, similar to what you saw upstairs, but still unique, but also some kind of humanoid top half of it. It seems to be melded into and part of the stone on both sides. It reaches up to the roof, and there seems to only be very small gaps between the tentacles, underneath the tentacles, through the arms, etc. beyond it. Definitely any way for you to go through would be almost impossible.
Does it look like it was carved out of the rock? Does it look like something that turned to stone while it was there, something that was magically created?
No, but what those of you who have a decidedly divine calling believe that you actually are looking at some form of physical representation of one of the aspects of Hathor, the son of the sea and all things that crawl.
Interesting.
Well,
I'll
I
move a
wouldn't
bit
see that
closer
yet, would I?
to try and inspect it.
No, you
I
wouldn't
guess
see that yet, but yeah, so you go up and start trying to inspect
It is made of stone. Like it isn't like nothing.
It does seem to be made of stone, and it is a different stone than what you can see around here as well.
Yeah.
You can see beyond, through gaps, etc., and you can feel a radiating heat, and there's this bit of a glow, and you can see small pools of bubbling red liquid.
Lava looks like.
So what's the deal with Hartle?
I'm just going to notice that Hartle is not only the son of the sea and all things that crawl, not only the drowned god, the watery death, but also the omen of endings. So,
Correct.
peace out?
These are his more affectionate titles that people have referred to him as. This statue stands about 11 feet tall, if it's a statue. It does seem to be embedded into the ground as well.
So it's a mini.
So,
I'm just AFK for 2 secs.
if we say his name, see like his pass.
Be careful of it.
Sorry, was that Hasta?
You have
Yes.
a light source.
Mark moves beyond.
I guess we'll swing around, see what we can find. Because it doesn't look like we're getting through there anyway. No one has any familiars they can send through the gap. No.
We could try breaking the stone. I mean, I don't see why one of the 8 would be sad by us defacing
I
a
wouldn't
representation of
touch
them.
it. I wouldn't touch it.
I already touched it, but sure.
I won't touch it.
Good thing is that Lens have been...
I just wanted to ask Harthel if he'd let us pass.
There was no response.
I believe speak the word.
Yeah.
I did also do the hand gesture. I just want that on record.
Nice.
Maybe we should get everyone to play with videos, with webcams, so their avatars are actually them.
That sounds like trouble.
Yeah, that would be effort, and I've seen enough of Talsi's robe.
It also require me purchasing a webcam.
Likewise.
And me.
Cool. I guess I'll keep moving on.
Zel, don't worry, I'll just hook up the feed from your place.
So yes, the mentioning Harthel's name, asking for his leave to pass, caressing, touching, stroking the tentacles, arms, whatever, seems to have no benefit, no detriment either. You are
Probably
Which
just
way
a stone
was this
statue.
stroking? Was it clockwise or counterclockwise?
you can try both. You can even
Nope.
get some kind of little vibrational thing happening there, but no, it has no benefit, has no detriment either. You are not struck dead, you are not seemingly cursed, maybe you are, you're not afflicted with anything, but you cannot pass.
Missing his eyes, or needed something put in his hands, or
Ooh, good call.
had like a socket.
Does he have a large red eye?
He does not have a large red eye, and he does not have a socket for you to insert anything into.
All right,
Good times.
I'm
Hey.
not licking this one.
Mark said, does he have a socket?
Yep. Yep. That is what the Charisma 3 half-orc said.
But it does look like, and knowing goblins the way you are, they are very, very wiry, very adroit in their mannerisms and movements. They could potentially squirm and scurry through the gaps.
I'm just compelled to note, Grail, that there is a party member near a statue of a interesting deity who is also out of line of sight to every other member of the party.
Correct. So what you're actually saying was I should have done that.
Cool. I guess we'll keep following the left wall because that's as good a tactic as any.
I'm going to keep bringing up the rear.
Alright.
Sounds good.
When you start getting over here, you start finding less tracks. It doesn't look like that any have really come over here.
And we couldn't see if there were tracks down near the statue because of the crust, correct?
Yeah.
No, you could see that there were tracks, but yeah, the crust was made it a little bit harder.
It was pretty crusty.
Yeah, it was a bit harder to see.
I have a quick look up here to basically see if any have come north instead.
There were tracks up that way as well, but you don't see anything up there at the moment.
I'll have a poke around this area then, so considering that. So either they don't come here because there's nothing here, or because there's something they're scared of, but it looks like there's just nothing here.
Yes.
Again.
It's quite likely that there is nothing over here. At least you don't seem to hear anything. The sound that you were hearing before seems to have diminished and gone as well.
Well,
I'll have a look again here, just 5 foot forward.
Yep, you see nothing.
Okay.
Nothing other than what you have
torchlight on.
previously seen. Let me just do
yeah, no worries.
this.
Do they look more or less populous than the southern option?
No, you guys came down through there,
Yeah.
and you were following the majority of the tracks.
There seems to be an opening here or something. Yeah, this is a big area.
Right, so you can have a bit of a look through here.
Yep.
I'll just illuminate all that. Yeah, it looks like they have virtually never been over here, or if they have, it was some time ago. The mud here, however, is incredibly thin. The dwarf, if he is heading over in that direction, would
He
be
is?
able to tell you that the floor is sloping up in this direction. So any form of moisture, any water, etc., or seepage probably is not affecting this area as much. So the slime and the mud is not as prevalent up here.
We're headed back uphill here.
Mm-hmm.
Good Nodgrim. I have heard many amazing things about the stone cunning of dwarves. Where would you estimate we are in terms of the fortress in our current underground placement?
Where do I think we are? I would have a general sense.
You think you might be somewhere in the middle of the courtyard, potentially getting close to, actually towards the south, maybe towards the gate. So in the courtyard, but towards the gate.
I would say we're in the courtyard, but towards the gate.
If I was to go back to that map, for example, and show you, you probably think that you would be somewhere, oops, let me just select the right thing, probably down around about here,
Okay.
or maybe a bit further south.
So there doesn't seem to be anything to do with the temple and
No,
that
that's,
statue.
I assumed that that's what you were thinking, but no, you would
Yep.
have to travel a lot further in the westerly direction.
Nor have we got beyond the fortifications such as that.
Yep, that's right.
Cool. Thank you.
It's okay. I mean, every now and then you'll see, and it's not like, it is pretty hard to spot, especially considering the fact that you guys have been following tracks, but there are other smaller wormholes, etc., that a goblin might be able to slip through and scurry through, but that are
Yep.
off the ground, maybe 6, 7, 8 feet high, etc., but you're not sure if they have gone through them. The tracks seem to lead towards the statue or the edifice of Harthel.
Hypatia's quite wiry. Do we think she could fit through there?
She might have to go on a diet for a little bit first. I mean, she did suffer a wasting disease, but she does have very large, broad shoulders.
Arching.
Mm-hmm. She's a dump truck.
She should back it up.
All right.
Yeah, so let's go try and just continue exploring this area because it doesn't seem like there's much to do.
Make another hear noise check for me, please, Lenser, and everyone
Yeah,
can
no
roll a
worries.
d6 for me. Actually, make it everyone roll a d8.
Oh,
What's a shortcut again? It's like
There is a die on the toolbar on
yes,
the top left.
I can say that.
Hey, hopefully high is good.
Or you can
Was
do
it
this,
D8? D8, did you say?
but use a
Yeah,
forward.
that's what I thought.
But use a forward slash.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome.
All right, so
I
Nodgrim,
hear nothing.
Nodgrim and Caradwin, we have either something good happening to one, or actually we have something good happening to one, and something bad happening to one. Which one will it be?
Knowing my
One of them
luck,
gets one
I
death,
know which
and
one that's
gets
gonna
8
be.
deaths. Also, Lenser, that might not have been the right roll.
No, well, it's above my listening skills, so
Right. Sorry.
Yep. All right, so let's just this. What did everyone else get? Cool.
Lower was better, right?
maybe.
I hope so, but knowing my luck, no.
The sweet, sweet sounds of DM whispers.
Careless whispers.
There are goblins to the south, I say in a low whisper.
Pierces?
Oh, maybe we can find out how they get through the statue.
I was briefly going to suggest we blow the statue up to get through, and then I had serious thoughts about let's not do that.
Yeah.
Guys?
Exploding things in.
You might want to be careful going north. I can hear something up there. It sounds like some kind of slithering bodies.
Oh, good.
How do I move Mark's token up there?
I give you access to it, and then you move it.
It is agreed.
I'll cautiously poke my head around.
Alright. You cautiously poke your head around, and you see nothing but slimy mud and walls of this
Mud.
smooth, dark rock.
When you
Mud.
say slimy mud, are you
Sweet.
talking
Double back and see what's over here.
slippery, watery mud, or mud that appears to have some kind of mucousy, viscous?
It sounded like slithering stuff in the mud.
Alright, when
What
you
I
start going
heard.
down there, Hypatia, because you are not carrying a light source, you are starting to get into the dark. Same with Nodgrim, but Nodgrim has the capacity to see in the dark.
I'm gonna walk back towards the light. Also, we're back in a second.
Choice.
Remember, you keep what you kill.
Up here around this bottom sort of point here, to see if I can see anything.
Cool. So you have dark vision, or dark sight, sorry, to remind you, Nodgrim, which gives you the ability to see in black and white in pitch black up to 30 feet and shadowy up to 60 feet. And you
Yep.
see nothing.
Okay.
Nothing other than what you can see. Slimy, muddy floor.
Now,
smooth,
do I
dark
think I heard?
rocks.
Do I think I heard that from south of me to the left or south of me to the right? Like, do I think maybe it came back from where we came from?
Make another D8 roll, please. Do you wear a helmet, by the way?
And no, I do not.
Cool. You think that you're not really sure anymore. It seems to have maybe it echoes around. It's pretty hard to tell down here,
Okay.
but there was definitely the sound that I told you what you heard. At least you're certain that that's what you heard coming from the south, from where you were previously.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just stay still and try and see if I can hear it again.
All right. You staying very still, very silent.
Just pretend I've sent a Drax gif.
Meanwhile, I'll keep moving around.
Do you have to worry about the portals?
All right.
This is the door you were talking about.
The roof is getting a bit shallow here. It's probably about 7 feet and slowly going down. Where you are, Lenza, around that back there.
Okay.
That passage is not quite so tall.
What about the one to the right?
The mud does seem a bit thick. To the right, it seems to still be about 7-ish feet or higher. The mud does seem to be a bit thick up there as well, though.
If I don't hear
Either
anything,
side glisten more?
Was that sorry?
Does either side glisten more from the mud?
Not really.
I guess we keep going to the left.
yeah, if I don't hear anything when I hear my party retreating, I come back to here.
Sure.
Can I
Right.
make another roll to see if I can hear stuff again?
Sure, go for it. You all start to hear this sound now, but it just seems to be echoing around, kind of a squidging kind of sound. Maybe it's the dwarf hurriingly trying to catch up to you, squirming along on his belly. Maybe it's not. The mud is probably up to your mid-calf now, where you are, Lensa.
Ugh.
Oh.
If we have to change the dwarf snappies, I quit.
The
I
mud
might,
is thick.
I might stop here and
mud
go
is
back
thick.
if it's
Yeah,
getting
as I
that
said,
bad.
Yeah, it's slimy and it sucks at your feet every time you try to lift your foot to move.
Cool.
What
I might
race is
back up
Lancer,
then.
sorry?
Elf.
Surely can skip along the top of the snow wall then.
Yeah, sure. It's not snow though.
I said snow or mud.
No. But no, mud doesn't count.
So mud does stick to elves when you sling it at them.
It does. Sticks good.
Which icon are you, Kruber?
The anime-looking guy.
So this one.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. No
Also,
worries.
I've lost the ability to ping on this map. I'm not quite
You
sure.
gotta click the arrow.
You gotta have the select tool highlighted.
Yeah, I know. That wasn't working before. Is now. Yay.
Lies. Okay. Cool. Yeah. I'll mention that it's quite muddy up there. I really don't want to go any further, so I might head around this way.
You can all hear this kind of sucking, squirmy sound.
I am kind of watching the ground just in case there is something going to burst out of it, but you know, who knows?
There is something in
Have
here
a
with us, I think.
Sort out.
Get to the chopper.
I will take that hat. Or crown, as the case may be.
Alright, the mud over here looks to be fairly thick as well. It does glisten a bit, but no more than anywhere else in this immediate vicinity. It is very slimy though. It is... You've never seen slimy mud before?
God.
We're professionals.
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
Someone's
so
put it into their pouch.
If the mud isn't as bad around here as it was back then, like if it's still just soiling my boots up, and I'll keep moving.
Okay, as you move forward, it does seem to be fairly thick as well, and it does go up over your ankles.
Cool.
And
I won't go any further then. I'll say yeah. I'm not trusting that area up there. It looks like there's a hole in the mud that you could easily sink into. Let's go back.
Really don't want to be used as a plank for us to get across this muddy ground. Just by the fact my height does make that a good plan.
I don't think that's a destination for me.
Reaching
Shall we
down
head
and
back?
touching the mud, does it feel like it's just mud? Does it feel like there's anything else mixed in? And I've touched some pretty grotty surfaces in my backstory, so...
Sure. From where you are at the moment, and you were wearing a little red crown, it appears.
Oh yeah, Talstra's that a while ago. That's why he got the laugh.
Cool.
Then lost.
From where you are at the moment, it just seems to be mud. It's not as thick here as from where Lenza was describing. It gets deeper, but it isn't, particularly pleasant mud. There are other things mixed in for sure. It does seem to be full of some kind of bioorganic material, perhaps, and upon close
Full
inspection...
semen.
Are there any?
I was going to say that, but on closer inspection, I'll just finish, it does seem to be full of life. There is like small bugs and worms and all that crawling all through it.
I'm sure the goblins eat those. Anyway, I'm gonna move around back here and see what's up that way.
Alright, so you're going to ask then, Caradwin?
Are there any like not huge rocks, but like largish rocks, kind of fist-sized rocks, in the tunnels around that I could pick up and try to throw in the mud?
You haven't seen any, but you haven't been looking. Now that you look, you think you might see something underneath the slime that may be... Maybe
A tentacle.
It might be a rock.
Let's throw caution to the wind, shall we?
Alright, You reach into the slimy mud and retrieve what you believe to be a rock. It is not a rock. It is a possibly at one stage bleached bone now covered in slimy mud. Looks like it might be a leg bone, perhaps.
Is it connected to another bone?
No.
That's not how bones work.
Do you feel a burning
The
sensation?
song lied to me. Also, how can anyone take Mark seriously with that goatee?
How can you not take someone with a goatee seriously?
Yes,
You could ask my 20-year-old self that.
Okay, so what do I see when I go around here while they're busy playing in the mud?
Alright. Are you doing anything with the bone when you pick it up? It is a bit startling to realise that there is a bone underneath the mud like that. But, yeah, you've seen worse things. Caradwin?
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, my iTunes is going nuts.
It is Friday night.
No, I had my iPad on charging and it just came back on and iTunes just started going ballistic. Sorry, all I could hear was pinging in my ear.
Zelmarro still there?
House?
All right.
Yeah, all right.
You're just by yourself in the dark.
All right.
Go towards the light source.
Sorry. What were you saying again? Sorry.
Were you doing anything when you reached down and picked up the bone and realised it was a bone?
I might as well do what I intended to do and
Nice
throw it out into the
Ping where you want to
into the
throw
mud.
it.
I was going to say, I will give you a gold piece if you lick that.
No,
That way.
I do not need a gold piece
I wouldn't lick it.
that badly. I need 1,000 gold pieces badly enough to want to sell a certain half orc.
We all want to do
However-
that.
The bone hits the slimy mud and makes a very resounding and squelchy splat. You can roll a d6 for me, please.
Oh, dang.
I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds. If we need to move anyway, just assume I'm exploring more.
Cool.
Yeah, me too, sorry.
Okay, something's moving in that mud. I'm just gonna back up a bit.
I'm just saving you time, Grail.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it. By the way, you're an amateur at defacing a map. Isn't he, Brian?
Is this because I haven't drawn any genitalia?
You still there?
Or giant chickens.
Is Nodgrim still there?
Also had to step away for a minute.
Oh, did he? I didn't hear that.
Oh, I think 2 people stepped away.
Alright. So, yes, there are some... you guys are
Stuff.
amateurs.
There's stuff moving in the mud.
Are they big things or little things? Do I have to worry about?
Can I tell? Yeah, no, I'm not sure. I can just see the mud squirming and moving from where I threw that bone in.
So it's called guinea worm, and I'm not going to post any pictures because I'm not going to do that non-consensually to people. Look it up sometime. They
No.
live in Africa and always wear shoes.
Okay.
That's a tip for everyone watching the video.
I'm back.
Alright. I was just saying to Rowan that the defacing of this map is amateurish at best. What do you think?
Oh, I think it's a fine art form that served our other game well.
I look forward to seeing some video that hopefully Grail will put up.
Oh, I'm not allowed to take video of that game. But I have taken screenshots.
Defaced is an understatement.
I'll expect in my DMs.
Alright, so now that Brian is back, Caradwin, did you want to let him know what you...
I threw the bone where that white mark is. I threw the bone up into the mud, and then like squirming and slithering in the mud started to appear around where I dropped the bone, but it didn't last very long. And
Have I ever seen anything like this before?
Yeah, you've seen plenty of things squirm around, etc.
Nice.
You didn't... there we go.
That's much better with both ends of the bone on. I'm just gonna...
Well, see, no one asked if both ends of the bone were on.
Ready yourselves. I ready my axe.
If we were people in, say, the late 20th, early 21st century and we saw that, would we think piranhas by any chance?
Mud-dwelling piranhas.
Yeah.
Have you watched many of the 70s gore movies?
No, but I am picturing a little bit Tremors.
Yeah, Amityville has some nasty fish.
Alright, so Lenza isn't here. What is the rest of you doing? Are you waiting till she's returned? There is a buttocks on the map now.
I'm also picturing Rippers from 40k, the pyramid things.
ooh, screamers.
Nice. Yeah, you see, you've got some kind of artistic talent there, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, it's rude, it's naughty, but there's some talent there.
Who's drawing that?
It's me. I believe it. It's a doggy to go with the bone.
So I was looking for Tremors gifts from the film. I'm like, why is there a Kate Upton Wargame mobile? Oh, right. Different kind of Tremors. My bad.
I believe what you're
Weird
looking
search
for.
terms.
I believe what you're looking for is graboids.
Graboids?
They were the monsters in Tremors, were they not?
Me?
I don't know, I haven't seen it.
I saw them years and years and years ago, late one night.
There's no good visualizations.
So, what are you doing? You's
Not walking in that. Let's
I'll
go.
back up
Yeah,
the half orc.
we should check out the.
Oh, no, I have the image.
Okay.
Oh,
I was just thinking we should go check the tunnel because you said there were goblins around there. Maybe we'll see how they get past the statue.
I was also thinking that because we found Farnham's scimitar in the temple, right?
Yes.
Is it worth checking that? Is worth checking that temple, or whatever, out for some sort of secret passageways?
Yeah,
We could.
I don't know if we'd find them. We're not good at that. And is that sort of what was seen, Grail?
from memory, the temple. And this is
Oh
from
no,
memory,
the fish image.
Be
Oh.
eaten by something.
you don't see any creature.
The bone, yeah, but
yeah, the bone.
yeah.
It didn't look whole. The temple, if you recall, which was dedicated to all 8, was filled with blood. had you found the scimitar within the temple in there, but the blood, there was no iconography of the 8, but the blood seemed to be a symbol of, former symbol itself of Drasli, which is the daughter of the bleeding sun.
So not the person who's down here.
Not the person that is down here.
There's goblins down here too.
So we've got a vote from Hypatia to go and check the temple rather than staying in the Mudwoods area.
Well, it seems we've almost cleared it. Well, we've eliminated the area except for that extra squishy bit, which probably has something rather unpleasant in there.
We could always try and lure it towards us.
Might have.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like maybe chuck some rations or something into the water.
I was thinking maybe one of Mark's.
Ourselves.
What about one of Mark's arms? We
What about
tied on a
Mark?
bit of rope. No, Mark's too heavy.
And too valuable?
That as well. I'm also assuming
Hey,
we're
dead or
not...
alive? He said dead or alive.
No.
I think he'd play better for us for him alive.
And he wants as much of Mark as possible, so... That's why I was suggesting just an arm. I'm also assuming we're not going to be able to get through the statue because the map doesn't go beyond.
Oh, because he won't have another map. Oh no.
Hey, let me better in peace.
Look, guys, I think we should just go down to the statue and pivot.
I broke it.
As you were
I'm in
discussing
favor of
this,
that.
as you were discussing this, you hear, all of you hear, something slap and splash in the mud
Ahead of us, near us.
up from near where the bone was. Also, because you are there, that means that is once more in the dark.
There's something up there.
Yep. It's the tongue mouths.
Are we? Yeah. That's...
Still not the most disturbing image to be posted during this role-playing game.
There we go. You guys are so cowardly. You think you're level 1.
Some of us are.
Don't like getting dirty. There's
Not all
mud
level
there. There could have been. I was saying there could be treasure in the mud to see if I could get Hypatia to jump in, but
There could be treasure in the mud. It is possible. I mean,
But hey,
you've had a
depending
leg
on
bone.
where you're going, that mud is a high-value commodity.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you find a leg bone, the leg bone could be connected to the belt purse.
Okay,
Not
All kinds of
around Zelmarro
opportunities.
for long.
did I miss anything?
we're
That's
going to try
debatable.
pivoting past the statue.
Really, that's your thing for the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, sorry for that. I just had to watch Melbourne win. Very happy they got into the prelims.
Well, we
Wait,
could
which
go up-
code?
This is AFL.
Ah, I am duty-bound to go Melbourne.
We could go upstairs, back outside, and see if we could get like a door from upstairs and use that to see if we can cross the mud.
Well,
How-
we would have to bring a couple of doors down, and maneuvering them through that initial passage could be a bit trickier.
Are we?
Again, the
bother?
solution to that? Huh?
An axe?
I was gonna say it's just like moving anything in an apartment, so whatever.
Exactly. Pivot.
How far underground are we?
Not too far
You
underground.
aren't that far. You came from a cellar, which was underneath those buildings. So you reckon you might be about 30 feet underground, give or take.
Okay. So not far enough that we can try and dig down from the courtyard.
Not in our time frame.
Not close enough. Yes, no, not close enough that we can dig
Not
down.
without a high-level wizard.
I have an alternate plan.
what's going on there.
Fucking-
Oh, dear.
It'll help us level.
No, that's
okay. What's your
I think-
plan?
I mean, we need an infinite supply of ammo and minions to shoot in the head, but
So we
these
just
are
go.
details.
So we just go to like a village full of peasants, and
Actually, no, I've got a fourth ed plan that involves them. Or possibly third ed as well. The peasant railgun.
I thought that was third.
That was third edition.
Okay.
But it relies on like ignoring real world physics and in-game physics.
As all the best plans do.
Anyway, so regardless of what we're doing, we're not going onto the heavily wooded spot now.
I don't think anybody's in favour of that.
Cool.
It seems like a terrible
Yeah,
idea.
the dwarf's not real keen to do that. I don't
Is
think my
up here
friend's in
heavily
there.
wooded too, just where I pinged,
Aw.
or is it that's still relatively not deep?
That doesn't. It's hard to tell unless you go across it. But
I'll move up there and see how deep it is. If it's too deep, I'll move
there
back.
were some footprints and scurry marks, and it's a bit deeper than the rest, but it's not too bad. It's about maybe up to your ankle.
Could he?
Cool. Well,
could you
that's
see
fine.
more?
And I'll see what can I see from there.
All right, let's.
Roll up how likely you are to lose your legs.
Also, someone's definitely in the dark back behind there.
I'm holding a light source, but yes, I think Mark.
Mark and Caradwin are in the dark.
Oh,
Caradwin has Mark teleportation.
Hey, sure.
You also, when you were
Yeah.
gone, Lenser, everyone heard a noise slipping and splashing in the mud.
cool. So there's probably something up in the top corner that's going to drag us into the mud and eat us. Cool.
splish splash, it was taking a bath.
I'll head up here.
Mud bath.
Does Hypatia have any rope? Because I seem to remember she does.
Yes.
Some rope.
I think I've got rope.
How's the mud?
Did we
doing
want to
well?
tie rope around
The mud is
Lenser
slowly starting to get a bit deeper again.
Yep, cool. So
before she goes too far?
Can I draw something? I can draw something.
Sure.
Where is?
This better be something amazing now.
Not really. I'm just going to say roughly here is a line of thick mud.
That was so disappointing. I was expecting something really.
Yep, that's like it's just a line.
Yes.
You have not made this map great again.
Just about where this huge dick is where the
Oh. You
That
mean
wasn't my
here?
fault.
Doesn't someone have like? Doesn't someone have like 9 iron spikes that we could like drive into the walls and then? climb
Yeah,
through
they're
the
up in the donkey. I mean, not in the donkey.
To that poor donkey.
Bad choice of words, perhaps.
My favourite part of this session was when we discovered that the donkey had been nail gunned with iron
Like
spikes.
flagellating itself. with iron
Yep,
spikes.
that's the moment.
Yeah.
Poor choice of words. With the donkey.
What do you do to this donkey?
I love. Well, he's got a couple of ball bearings on
I
his
have
feet,
some-
so he can
I have some
hold the
oil.
donkey around. He
And
can unzip the donkey.
This donkey, what's it doing hanging around with you? Where's some druids and rangers when you need them to? Animal Liberation Front.
It's a free donkey.
Hey, the free donkey front anyway. So moving up there with my Rancer, can I poke the mud over here and see what happens?
Sure.
Dude, you're gonna have to clean that.
You poke
That's what
the
you're
mud.
here for, Mark. I mean, healing.
I'll be moving back
You
away.
poke the mud. Splat, squelch. And you withdraw it. But you still do hear something up to the north. Make
I
a,
say, okay.
Make a d6 roll for me, please.
What's up, D6s?
That's an interesting roll. So, what we shall do is, when I remember which, where is it? That's not the right one.
Ooh.
Turn what I want. Hold on a second.
No, that's
Not.
that's the wrong button. So I'm just trying to work out which button it was.
Likely. Excuse.
That button.
Even. Oh, okay. Cool. Hello. This is why I have a short bow.
I want that.
Oh.
Oh.
Rock rub.
Alright.
This wouldn't have anything to do with what we were discussing the other day, would it, Julian?
What was that?
About how you were asking about certain
Rock rubs.
things.
I am completely in the dark.
Flesh-eating worms,
No,
perhaps.
that was for my 5th edition game that Brian's in with me.
Ah, okay.
And I'll ask you not to let him know that my cleric of Loviatar is interested in acquiring flesh-eating worms.
Well, see, I didn't want to say it straight out. I was trying to
Not
allude
surprised
to
the
it.
halfling in the slightest.
For medicinal purposes, of course.
And I assume
Absolutely.
as the grub, it looks like it's at least small category size. Is that fair?
It's about 3 feet long.
I assume as it comes towards, I can say "ugh" and stab it in the face.
You are surprised by it.
Oh.
Surprise!
It will latch onto your genitals.
Surprise worm.
Better than your temple.
So no big loss then.
Hey, it's going for a large target. CF, my previous joke.
Anyway,
I
roll initiative.
No. There's no initiative. So it's surprised. Kruber, what's your armor class? Krubs?
It is a mighty 5 brackets 4, so 4.
5, because you do not have your shield in hand. You have a.
Oh no,
red
I
sword.
don't. Sorry.
All right.
Yep.
So it hit armor class 7. It misses, but it does.
Yay!
Just at the last second, you managed to get the haft of your ranseur in between this long, kind of segmented worm that seems to lurch out of the mud at you and bat it
We'll call
away.
it floppy.
You like narrative style games, right?
Sure.
Can I flick it, say, over my shoulder? Yeah. As it leaps towards, I'm like, "Ah!" and flick it over my shoulder instead, into the party.
It depends if you are successful in not dying to it. All right, let's see how we go.
Not dying to it.
If that's
It
your
missed
intention,
me.
it did miss you, but you were surprised.
Nah.
All right, you can have first action.
As it's biting, I want to attempt to flick it over my shoulder in a horrified manner.
Okay, make an attack roll.
Oh. Impressive.
Straight down the back of his shirt.
Actually, sorry, that should be a d20 plus 3, so it's only a 5.
You almost decide to flick it into your codpiece instead.
I'll keep that for later. Lady, look at my worm!
Going there anyhow.
It's
like-
3 feet and bites.
You like narrative style games, correct?
Yup.
Here's one I prepared earlier. At this point in time, everyone can see that Jaquan is playing with a large 3-foot segmented worm and doing something to
That bites.
abuse it terribly. Mark, what are you trying to do at this point in time?
I'm going to try and shoot it with my shortbow. which I've
Sure.
got out.
You're not quite certain, but you think Jaquan may have been trying to flick it over his shoulder.
It was an instinctive reaction.
Dude, come on. This is no time to be helicoptering.
Make an attack roll. Alright, so you hit
That's
armor
better.
class of... You have +1 to hit for close range as well.
That was my +1. I already included it.
Cool.
I would hit an AC of...
You'll hit armor class of 8.
8. Yeah. Indeed.
Cool.
8.
Alright, you miss. The arrow slams into the mud next to it.
Oof,
Lenser,
CC's at least as good
there's
as mine.
something going on. A bit hard to see the
It's your turn to miss.
worm from where you are. It's so small, but you know that there's something going on there.
I'm sure they can deal with it. I'm more interested in what's up here.
Good plan. Alright, let me reveal. Alright,
Hey, more tunnel.
Caradwin.
Horrifying.
You're not sure, but maybe Jaquan was, trying to flick the worm at you, perhaps, as well. You're not quite sure. Or
Called
maybe
character.
Or maybe he was just completely taken aback by it and isn't as brave as he thought.
Inept?
Perhaps.
Hey, it charged before I could say beast face me and run away.
It was almost as though he was fighting a pinned goblin on 1 hit point for 4 rounds.
Nah, rolling a 2 was way too good for that.
Touche.
What's your intention?
I am. It's still up there, is it?
It's right in front of Jaquan.
I can't really get to it from there, can I?
He's raising his petticoats around his knees and looking
Yeah,
back at you.
there's not much I can do to it from here, so I'm just gonna let these two in front deal with it.
Sure. Nodgrim, are you doing anything?
Now you can push through people, right?
You can push through him if you want, yeah.
Charge.
Right, you push Sauntus and etc. through him.
I believe we had a cleric who thought he was a fighter that did something like this before, or didn't we not, Julian?
Did he die?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did they die?
It's happened to me before. I swing my axe.
Alright. Make your attack roll.
Oh, God.
I suppose you don't need a damage one?
You miss, because just at that second as you go hurtling through Mark or past Mark to attack this worm, you realise out of the corner of your eye there's a second one. Hypatia.
There's more of them!
Cool. So, how about you guys move back so we can, everyone can attack? Because, it's nice. It's fun
What
around
light
here.
source did you carry, by the way, Jaquan?
And that's
Wow.
why I didn't move up.
I have a torch, I believe, in one hand, so I am one-handing the rancer.
Cool. You are
That's a good
-2
point.
to use the Rancer at this point.
Mm-hmm.
For my
I love-
turn, I'm actually going to light up a torch and stick it in the mud.
Good
Is it?
idea.
Which end?
It sounds like you're quite adept at one-handing the rancer.
More than I am at one-handing the 3-foot worm.
Okay, so in your turn then, you will you'll retrieve the torch and the flint and steel and you'll start trying to light it. Mark, you're up.
Excellent.
Actually, no, sorry, it's attacking you first. It's attacking first. I forgot their attacks.
And
Okay,
then isn't it Jaquan?
no.
Okay.
Alright. Once again, Justin's... actually, yeah, this one will still be going for you, Jaquan. It misses you, just. The other one, however...
This is where the dwarf turns into a splotch like your last cleric.
See where I am, Brian? See where I stayed?
The good thing is, Nodgrim, that the bite of this worm doesn't seem to be all that nasty. You take a point of damage.
Alright.
It's a trap!
You have 6 hit points, don't you?
Do you want me
Gee.
just changing it now?
That's right. I'm just putting it on your bar. So in the green circles, you got 5 now. Alright, but
Are you supposed to be able to see other people's bars, or?
you should be able to see. Can you see other people's bars?
Nope, I can only see mine.
My bar's there, so you should be able to see mine.
That's alright. Maybe you guys
It's
can't
above
see
m-
the other bars.
Yeah, I don't see anyone else's.
That's alright. as
It's
long as
above my head. It's so like it's halfway in marks.
Yeah. Saying that, can you please make a saving throw versus poison, please, Nodgrim?
Oh.
Is there any dwarven racial benefit, or that'll be on the character sheet?
He should have already hopefully incorporated that into his
Well,
character.
I haven't. I've
Oh, nice.
incorporated it into my character, but not him. I
On the
get.
fact sheet.
I think you're right.
What is it? I get +4.
You get natural
My
20.
roll.
Anyway, you
Nice.
you were raised on this. You used to suffer.
Ew!
I was raised on
worms like this when you were a kid.
This is
It's
what.
like Darby.
This is what.
Surely the natural 20 means it's poison from having bitten him. It's like, oh, what is
That's
that?
not how that
Oh
works.
my god, more blood!
Yes, but Nodgrim, he was raised on this from when he was a baby. Mama Nodgrim used to put it in his bottle.
To toughen
You should
him up.
probably seek therapy for the child.
All right, so Mark's up now. So the if you recall, Jaquan, every round it alternates who goes first. So if you go
Yep,
first one round, you
that's
go
right.
last the next one.
I'm going to try and take another shot and then move away.
Sure.
No, I was going to hand you a torch.
You have no bonus now for close range due to the proximity of your allies.
Can I keep the natural 20?
You can indeed. All right.
Nice.
So that is a crit with a piercing weapon, no less, times 3 damage.
It's just a short bow, so that's d6 plus 1. Is that correct?
Yep.
So that'd be 3d6 plus 1.
D6 plus 1 times 3.
D6. Okay.
No pressure. Ooh,
Uh,
nice.
18.
Which one were you firing at?
This guy.
I
The
assume the
Nice.
same one as last time.
misted one that's now the now misted one.
And then I'm just going to back up to here.
Wasn't it 3d6?
No, it's
Well, it's
times
just multiplied
3.
by four.
Times
Oh, right.
So it did 18 damage, and it impales it straight through the head, straight into the mud. There is a very
Nice.
satisfying thunk, followed by a squelching sound, and it is well dead. All right, Lensa.
So is there still commotion going on from behind me?
You can still hear something, yeah, and Nodgrim you heard yell out only a couple seconds ago, "There's more of them," or something to
I'll
that.
walk back around. Can I aim up? Can I try to shoot one of them while I'm here?
You can. You have no benefit for close range due to the fact
Yep.
that Nodgrim is trying to lay his belly upon it.
This got weird.
All right, let's see.
How
I
could
am
it get
not.
weirder?
Not after watching the other
And
one
yet.
crawl into the other one's pants.
Would this count as a backstab or no?
No, it's not a backstab.
Does that actually have to be like a melee attack or?
It has to be a literal backstab.
Cool.
You have to sneak up behind someone and stab them with a weapon, a melee
No
weapon,
worries.
in the back.
Cool. Okay.
Is
roll
that a
a 20.
stab?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
harder in first.
That doesn't hit anything.
No, it does not. You do have +2 bonus for your dexterity though. But
Yes.
that still misses.
I can hit it with an armor class of 10.
It misses.
Mm-hmm.
At the last second, you thought you were going to hit Nodgrim, so you still shot. It bounced off his arm. Peregrine, the dwarf has got one on him, or near him.
I can't really reach it from there, though, can I?
Not really. Not unless you want to do some kind of crowd surfing.
Yeah. No, that's not going to happen.
Leap over and attack it from above.
I can flick you at the worm.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. So I am just gonna hang.
All right.
They seem to be
Nodgrim,
doing a good job up there. There's a misted worm.
What are you doing, Noddy?
I attack the worm just northwest of me.
The only one that's still alive. Go for it. All right. You hit armor class of, I believe it's an armor class of 6.
Sheet, what is it? 13. Oh, that goes too high. Yes, probably 6.
You hit.
Nice.
This thing is not wearing armor. You get +2 to your damage with your axe because it is a cutting weapon.
What's that +2 I get?
Yep.
On top of other bonuses.
All right. It is still going, but it is severely injured.
Aha! Feel my axe!
That's
then
not
I'm
what he
gonna-
wants to feel.
And then I'm gonna move like to here.
You're moving through the rocks here.
Yeah, that's a rock.
Oh, I'll move to here then, that's fun.
Cool. Okay, Hypatia, you get your torch lit. Jaquan, what are you doing?
My intention as I lift up my petticoats is that
Gonna flash him to death.
and I will step forward, having thrust the lit torch behind me to Nodgrim, who either takes it or it drops in the mud.
Or it
And then
makes his beard to a frizzle.
Actually, I'll step into the...
If he throws it, I'll attempt to grab it.
on top
For
of
the
the
other.
arrow, jamming it further through the head of the misted worm.
His
And
name was Babs.
not Bob.
No,
And-
Babs.
Bob.
Two-handed, I will attempt to stab at the worm.
You're going to two-hand the 3-foot worm.
Yep.
Well, 3 foot, he needs both
I mean,
hands.
that's what you do.
And I think that may hit.
It is a fair strike. It hits true.
Nice.
Smack that worm.
Well, you know.
Smack that.
Yes.
You
Oh,
smack
on the
it
floor.
real good. And
Are you
it-
using a cutting weapon? Oh,
No, he's using a piercing weapon.
piercing. Huh?
Dead. Utterly dead.
Splat. Nice.
You,
Thank you, boys.
you actually sever it in half.
No, now it's going to regrow into... It's the Leonian earthworm.
Alright, you got a ransom.
If only, but no.
Awesome.
It
So-
does, however, and both of them, but especially this one, that has been severed, and this kind of a yellowy, thick, very rancid smelling fluid seems to seep out of it. It does seem to, really, really reek.
I assume
Lovely.
Hmm.
somebody's going to want to take samples.
Yeah, nah, I'm all out of
I
vials.
wouldn't touch that.
Thought you were going to say taste it.
I mean,
That would work too.
they obviously have some kind of poison, and I am an alchemist, and I kind of want poison.
Feel free to touch it. It's all yours.
Mm.
I assume that they weren't carrying any gold or.
I'm sure I've eaten.
Gold coins in their
Their
bodies.
victims. Their victims, however,
Yeah.
may.
I'm just going to suggest if we go forward that we should move without rhythm,
We should not cross the purple line.
so we don't attack. So we don't attract the worms. Well done, you upstage Christopher Walken. That's a hard job to do.
Awesome. Do you want me to have a quick poke around in there
That's
then?
a pretty good one. I think that's worth a bonus 20 XP there, Zeltarnin.
Nice.
That you can pay on either of your two classes.
Excellent.
Do you want me to
Obviously.
then, now that we've killed these two worms, do you want me to have a quick look around through that mud?
Yes, and I think I know what will happen.
Do I really want to let you know my 10-foot pole? Because I'm not sure I want it back.
Oh my god, a worm's crawled down my throat.
I mean, I can just use the rope that I have and tie it around me and give it to one of you. If you're that worried about it, I'm not too fast, but
So, Julian, since I start with a 10% XP bonus,
I've
Does
already
that give-
incorporated it.
does that give me a bonus to my starting XP or not?
I've incorporated it into everything.
Oh, have you? Okay, that's cool.
sure.
But my starting XP?
No,
No? Alright. Worth a try.
it was.
So I will. If I'm not going to do the rope thing, I'll hesitantly peek around the corner there and see if I can find anything. Try not to sink into the mud too much. But if it goes if it really is bad, I'm not going to keep going.
That's you just move. That's as far as forward as you're moving.
No, I'm going to move up to just past where the thing died, and just have a look around to see if I can see anything worthwhile. If there's nothing, I'm not going to bother. Oh, okay.
There's a head. I
That's
must
a-
So it
collect
was.
it. Those are the rules.
Hang
What's
on. Hang
Yeah.
on. Let me
I-
just do this, and do this, and do that.
The top of the square is a little bit cut off.
Yep. Let me
Yep, cool.
just get this.
As is his skull.
He's just getting together his 50 worm models.
Now, by the way, Nodgrim, did you take the torch?
I tried to catch it when you threw it at me.
Yeah.
Whether that means I got it or it fell in the mud, I don't know.
Okay, so you can see that there is something squirming over the top of that goblin.
okay. I'm going to move back.
Also, just let me do this as well. And
Try and
do that.
Yep.
And let me do that. And you were there. So let me do that.
Oh,
Yep.
yes!
The giant purple headed
The
worm.
giant purple worm!
But you
Headed
move
worm.
back into the shadow.
So when the torch was thrown at me before, Julian, did I catch it?
Sure.
Alright.
So I will move back around here and mention there's a whole bunch of crap up there that we probably don't want to get into, especially finding that mud. Lots more worms and a bigger worm and a giant purple worm.
I agree.
Yeah, the terrain makes it rather dicey
Oh,
proposition.
but there was a head to collect.
More than one because of the worms.
What I suggest is can we try and move around up north and see what's there? And there might be another way round, possibly. But
Yeah, I mean, that's using your head.
Someone could also go back, grab a goblin part, and we could use goblin parts rather than one of our own limbs to try and entice them because they seem to like goblin.
All right.
I'll stick with the searching. Oh, okay.
And hello.
Hang on one.
That's. Yep, there we are. Cool.
Oh,
Looks like they're coming after us. Shall we back up into the main cavern?
Yep.
okay.
Much easier to fight there.
So we're running very well.
No. We're drawing the worms out.
All right. And
We'll leave the two
Do they
squishies in front.
actually come out of the mud?
They do not come out of the deeper mud.
Yeah, cool.
Alright. So shall we go up this way then?
Are they okay? So if I'm sitting there, Grail, can I see them?
All right. Let me do this.
I
But
don't want to go any further than that point.
Gesundheit.
hang on a second.
Yep, cool.
Because you guys did your thing. That and revert and run away. You cannot see them.
Yep, cool.
Although that could just mean they're buried in the mud.
The purple line worked. Just don't pass it and we'll be fine.
That's
Are
right.
the worm
have an aversion
corpses
to purple.
still obvious?
They're still like floating around on top of their
Cool.
So they're not cannibalistic.
Let's just move on.
or they haven't sought to engage them yet or eat them yet. Maybe.
I'm just going to move up here then and see what's up here, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
And you guys can fight the worms if you want, but I'm not that fussed.
With
I
you.
think they could have some interesting.
How's the mud up here, Grail?
It seems to be okay.
Okie dokie. I'll keep moving up here then. Who has the other torch, by the way?
Not
I have one.
The torch.
I've got one.
Oh, hey, look.
Alright. Okay. I'll hang around Hypatia then.
Alright, so you find another dead goblin.
And not yet deep mud.
It's hard to tell from there. Mud still looks slimy and that. Until you start moving through it, it's really, or pushing something into it, it's hard to tell
It's
exactly
hard
how
to
deep
tell.
it is.
Okay.
Because
Cool.
it is
So
opaque.
I will move one square at a time and see how. If you could tell me how deep the mud is as I go.
So it's starting to get up to about your ankles there.
Okay, and then I'll move up here and I'll move into the square, but I just want to like look around the corner before anything else.
Alright, it
I don't
goes
want to
up
like
about-
fully move.
Okay, as you go into there, it goes up to about your knee.
Okay, cool.
I will be back with beverage shortly.
Cool.
And okay, at that point, okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Alright.
I will retreat if and when the worm allows me to.
You can make a d6 roll, see if you were surprised.
Yep.
On a 1 or a 2, you will be surprised as it lurches from the mud.
Cool, I'm surprised. I really shouldn't have expected this. Oh god.
And it latches onto you. You
Uh,
take only a point of damage.
Yes.
It doesn't seem to have very large teeth, though they are sharp and they draw blood. And you may make a saving throw versus poison.
What is that, D6 as well? Or?
D20. We have a look at your
D20,
character
yeah.
sheet. You even have an
yeah.
option to roll on your character sheet there.
I do. Poison or death?
Oh, do you? Oh, yeah, that's right.
Don't you hate what it's lumped together with?
I'll have to use
It
that
asked me
next.
for a save modified, or is that a 0?
So, do you have a character? Your where are we? Lens. Do you have your saves written in? Yeah. So just make it straight up. So just roll. You need to get 14 or higher.
Ah.
You. You start to feel all woozy.
Excellent.
All right.
Rohypnol.
All right. You have been bitten. What are your intentions, Lensa?
To back away.
You try to back away. You think you're backing away, and then you realise you're actually falling backwards, and you're now prone in the mud.
If someone could help me here, that'd be great.
You now have a
It's down!
little skull and crossbones on you. All right. So yeah, you thought you were backing away, but just for a moment. Caradon's in the dark again. Oh no, Hypatia's got a light source. Sorry.
Yes, I have the rock that has light on it.
And Hypatia has one as well.
Yes.
All right, Caradon, what's she doing?
I guess we should go up and try and pull him out, shouldn't we? I can't get in there to try to pull him out.
Her.
Sorry.
That's a very good swan dive into the mud.
Hey, at least it was on their back.
True. True.
Alright, you grab hold of Len. So what's your strength, Caradwin?
It is 10.
Alright. That's fine. If you're much weaker, if you were Len's strength, for example, but Len's is not particularly heavy, nor is she overly encumbered, and even the fact that she is now in quite deep mud, you manage to pull her towards you. But this thing comes with it.
Out of the mud or through the mud?
It's
still-
attached to me.
It's still attached.
Ah, okay.
Nodgrum.
A worm appendage.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I attempt to grab
What, tell
your
me,
body
does it
as well
work?
and pull it back.
Alright, so Caradwin has just pulled Lens's body
Corpse.
into her square, and there is a 3-foot writhing worm on top of her.
Do I think that's something I could hit without hitting my companion?
You think it's something you could hit without hitting your companion?
I swing my axe straight down into it.
Oh god.
Whether or not you do, we can all find out together.
And is she out of the mud mostly or not?
Oh, yeah, she's out of the mud mostly.
All right. In that case, I swing my axe at her.
Just say I swing my axe at her.
Oh, at the worm.
Could you try to
Of course.
avoid killing me with the worm? That'd be great. Thanks.
I mean, that is a number.
Ooh, nice.
It's a good number.
Yep.
This dwarf, he's a surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
Very clinical. Roll your damage, +2 damage because of...
I got
Um,
9 then.
Fine.
Alright,
Mm.
that lops it in half.
Oh.
Oh, you
Is dead.
Did
then
the
I'm
other
gonna
half
move
remain attached?
I'll stay there, actually.
You're dead. Dead.
I help pull her to safety.
Alright.
It's all over me, isn't it? The guts and disgusting.
Oh, yeah, it's just...
Does it unlatch when it
Am I still conscious, by the way, or?
Well, your eyes are open. And Jaquan's question is a good one, and... No, it does not.
Mm.
So half of the worm is still
Yeah, but
attached, the other half rolls off slowly, and with a kind of a squelchy plop, hits the ground. But the yellow, thick, rancid, reeking, gooey guts
Poison.
is now all over Lence's midriff and down her thigh, and it's...
Could someone remove the thing from me? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Sorry, you want us to remove your worm?
Yes.
Out comes the axe.
Can I do some kind of medical check to see if they're okay?
Sure, you can.
How are you
Um,
feeling, Linda?
It looks like she is paralyzed.
Oh.
You know that your Cure Light Wound spell can be used to cure paralysis.
Oh.
So
But I only have one of them left today.
Notgrim knows that as well. Cure Light Wounds can be used to cure paralysis. If it's used
That
to
looks
do so,
disgusting.
if it's used to do so, it does not
You're welcome.
heal any hit points. It just cures the paralysis.
If we do that, I think we should probably retreat from this dungeon. How long
I've asked so much of my lords already.
Will last for
It depends.
taking her out? Is she at all responsive, or is she still?
She is unresponsive. Her pupils have completely dilated. She is out of it. She's barely breathing. In fact, it seems
We should rest.
Seems to be
and
such a
attend to her.
virulent. Seems to be such a virulent poison that her breathing is coming through very shallow.
Oh,
Think how
heal her
useful
then.
that could be, Mark.
That seems terrible.
Well,
I
it's
will-
lucky that you guys were here, not so much just because she might have been eaten, but she had a very great risk of drowning in the mud.
Yeah, that's why I was glad she'd fallen backwards.
Hmm.
Are we sure we don't want to go forward?
Sorry?
I think we should go forward. I have a tactical plan.
We should attend to our companion.
Yes, I have one heal left, so I guess I will use it to remove the paralysis.
So that's bad for the next person.
Yep, sure is.
The next person.
It sure is.
Mark, there are still goblin heads there.
I know!
I would recommend avoiding.
I think that we should go back to this room and camp.
It's a good
Fair?
idea.
Sorry, this room? The
Yeah.
entryway.
Or upstairs. You know, the room that's the same.
We can't leave this area. You can't fast travel while there are enemies nearby.
Oh. They just walk at the wall for a while.
If you start the encounter, you can't leave while there are enemies nearby.
Is someone going to take my body or no?
I unparalyzed you. You're good to move.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
Hey.
God damn it! They all left me behind.
Did you also heal me or just?
I did not heal you because
Cool, that's fine. That's
Healing.
very,
One or
very
the
little.
other.
healing is the use of my spell. So.
Yep. Cool. Awesome.
Did we?
That was. Is there a river somewhere close by?
There is a water source within the it's not temple, the keep.
I
But
may go.
You are really, really pongy. In
Yeah.
fact, it seems to have seeped into the material of your clothes. Your leaf bark armor is just covered in this yellowish thick ichor. It's not.
Wash it off. It's a poison.
Burn
Well,
it. It's the only way to be sure.
Well, Lenza would know that the ichor is probably not the poison, but yeah,
Hmm.
I mean, it's very rare that you have the poison glands being in the guts, but who knows?
Or
with
in the
monsters.
blood.
Yeah, who knows with monsters? It's possible. So, what is your plan? You are now together. Out of the...
I want to go wash myself if possible. Wash my gear at least. So I'll head upstairs, I guess.
Do we
sounds
all
good.
want to go? Obviously, staying at least 10 foot behind you because you do.
We should stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yes, we should go make camp, wash up,
And then come back here to kill the rest.
rest in the temple. How's that sound? Can you do that? Is that sacrilegious?
I'm not really.
Seems reasonable then.
It's either that or, the stable with that dead mage.
Murder site.
No, I mean the whole area is.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but this is just a massacre of, demi-humans.
You mean?
People like me.
Well, I was going to say half like him.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. So yes, when you were doing your look around here before, you will definitely find there is no well itself within the compound, but there was what appeared to be some form of spring in here. You can find it's a bit old water. It's standing water, etc. But it's better than nothing.
I'm sure it's still better than whatever the hell's on my person.
Absolutely.
We also probably don't want you tainting an actually viable water source.
Yeah. That's right. Headline, village downriver poisoned.
Well, we think they were poisoned. None of them could move.
Sure. So you can start to clean yourself up. It's
Yes, please.
it's not really super successful, but it's better than nothing.
Yes.
You are going to need far greater access to cleansing products, whether it's some form of scrubbing
Oh.
brush, soap, something like that.
I'll be right back.
Perhaps a good brimstone munition.
Excellent.
I'll worry
I'm in
about that
favour of
next
that.
time we're in town.
Seems
Or
worth
in
it for
A-town.
50 gold pieces.
Sure. So what is your plan then? You have cleaned it off. It is starting to become kind of dusky.
So, where should we set up camp? In one of these buildings, I guess, or
Yeah.
maybe not the one with a hole in the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Do you want to know when they start coming up through the hole, or when they creep in and slit our throats in a different building that we're still not secure in?
This whole compound has small little holes, crevices, nooks, crannies, crawl spaces all throughout it. The one that you went down before was just the larger of them, the one that was the most easy for you to traverse.
I'm thinking we might actually camp outside. Or, yeah, outside the complex.
Is
perhaps.
that with or without a fire?
Hmm. Let's have
Probably
a fire.
with the fire, simply because that way the characters without any sort of low light or dark vision will have a chance of actually spotting something. Maybe.
Yeah. That may also let others spot
I wouldn't rely
from
on
a
that.
distance.
Yeah, true, but what you gonna do?
Die,
Get
probably.
XP. Or don't try.
Yeah.
The Ghostbusters.
Motto.
Cool. Guess we'll find a good place to camp outside then.
Yeah.
Sure. Are you going to be just near the walls, or are you going to head some distance? You've got maybe about another half an hour or so before it starts getting truly dark.
Well, I guess
There
we
are
can
some
move
ready-made
a little
fire
bit,
pits.
but I know.
There are. Some of them are still smouldering.
That won't attract any additional attention if we camp
I
it
mean, it'll be
somewhere
a lot
that's
more.
usually.
It'll be a lot more cozy inside the keep than like
By the
going
way,
out into
Oz,
the winds and stuff.
that red dot that you see within the building, that was
Yes.
the halfling.
Ah, yes, cool.
Sad.
But true.
And its skin was here. And here.
Yep, I get the
And
idea.
here. So where do we want to camp? Inside the building, outside the walls.
I'm fine at one of the smoldering fire pits. I don't care.
That's a
gonna
second
fine.
vote for the smouldering fire pit.
Yeah, it's a bit too out in the open for my liking.
Yeah, I will. I'm not a fan of staying inside the castle.
What about inside?
That's 2-2.
What about up here?
Where? Where's that?
There's a
In one of the towers.
slightly squished body just there, I believe.
Oh.
At the top northwest. Somebody, I believe, doesn't want to stay.
What about the
goblins might
attack
return
tower?
for there. This one.
You can head along to that one if you want.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Sure. The
But the-
easiest
that one-
way is up the stairs to the south. You can go along the battlement towards that tower, and sure, this looks like it was maybe once a garrison tower. Most of them probably were. This was a fort. There are old weapon racks adorning many of the walls, etc. Armor stands. None of them have any weapons or equipment of any use on them. Long since either fallen into complete utter disrepair or looted. Caradron is still... Well, Caradron, there she goes, flying through the air.
Grail takes a forestalled looting act.
There is
Have a look around. Is there any sort of gaps which we may think goblins could be able to get through the
easily.
walls and stuff?
Easily. There's the whole place just is riddled with it. It's a bit like Swiss cheese. You could probably bottle a lot of them up with debris. The roof in here is more intact than the other two towers,
Okay.
but it still is well worn and cracked and showing very bad signs of disrepair. Hasn't collapsed yet. But there are holes all over the place in the floors and walls, etc., by which you believe that goblins could find entrance. That's if those holes. That's if those holes and crawl spaces, etc., do indeed go to goblin tunnels. They may do. It's hard to tell. They're small for a goblin to fit through. And if you have a look, they do seem to go into some depth and darkness. You do.
Have I ever seen goblin
Oh yeah, goblins go through
tunnels
anything.
that small?
Yeah, goblins can go through tunnels that small because goblins are very wiry.
They don't
I
have
still say we should go outside, honestly.
Yes, we might be setting ourselves up for a night attack.
Well, there is
So
a
is that
reason why
through
these.
fire pit?
There is a reason why these ruins have been ruins for so long and have never been reclaimed.
Yeah. I feel like if we just camp in here, we're going to be just inviting ourselves to get attacked by goblins during the night.
All right.
Or worse.
We can go somewhere else. You just got to find us a campsite.
I agree.
I mean, I probably can do that, but
It's getting darker still. If I was to go back to here,
Mm-hmm.
you can see that you are near a river,
Yes.
a large sizable river, and there is a ford going across it, but you are on the very edge of any form of civilization within the Valley of the Obelisks.
I'm all for going towards the river. For no particular reason whatsoever.
You have convinced me with that sterling argument.
Sure.
I mean,
It will,
I assume we can drink out of it, which is also helpful. So
it will take you, if you head to it, the rest of your daylight before you
Yep.
get there.
Okay.
Yep,
Sure.
sounds good.
All right.
I
Well,
think if we
start
can
picking up some
set up
firewood
camp
on the way.
somewhere along the bank of the river, so at least we've got one direction that we know we can't really be attacked from.
As it gets dark, I'll
Except for aqua worms.
Yes, well,
Alright. You head from the ruins of Androshell, leaving them behind, head to the river, and fine. By the time you get there, indeed, the sun has set behind the mountains, and you are now in very long, deepening shadows, and it's getting quite dark.
let's set up a fire.
Has any of our torches gone out yet?
Oh yeah, they've gone out.
I mean, my rock hasn't, but
Rock probably has by now.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a limit, does it?
Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours.
It's
Yeah.
gone out as well.
Can you recast it after that, or
Has to
If
prepare
one
again.
still has favor in their god, yes. Which I do not.
Is that favor slots, as one might term them?
As you are approaching the river, you see coming down it from about here, there is what appears to be a riverboat.
oh, nice.
Not necessarily.
A very well-armed riverboat. It has what appears to be maybe half a dozen or so well-armored men or women on its on board, carrying various missile weapons, bows, longbows, predominantly.
And they're headed
crossbows.
south, I assume.
They are headed south.
Yep.
It is under sail, and there is a captain. Looks to be a short person behind the wheel, yelling out orders.
They're going south.
That could be the sea captain we know. She's short.
She
Could be.
is.
Anyway, has nothing to do with us.
At the moment.
We can say if they're close enough, we'll wave hello as they go past. I guess.
Right, you're going to hail them.
I mean, I'm not going to, but someone else can.
Yes, leave it to the Charisma 3 orc. I'll pass. Pass on the hails.
Hard pass?
Yeah. I'll keep secret. I'll keep safe.
Keep it secret. Keep it safe.
It's the riverboat is starting to move past you now.
Good advice for the 3-foot worm that we didn't take.
The riverboat has moved past you now and is continuing on its trip down through the river towards Summerton, most likely. It is now gone. They didn't either see you or pay you any heed. You can set camp.
Nice.
Are you having a warm camp or a cold one?
I think warm seemed to be
What's the weather gonna be like at night?
It's cool, but not bad, especially for those who have blankets and bedrolls. You should be fine without a fire, but fires are always nice and warming, though they can attract unwanted attention, and you are again on the outskirts of the valley.
I had those things once.
And you are within, very close proximity to the mountains and the hills. It's up to you.
I believe I have a blanket and bedroll, so I don't need the fire, but I'm willing if we want.
I take it that Lenza also leapt into the river at one point and is washing herself thoroughly. Yes, no, Lenza? She has unfortunately drowned, apparently.
I don't suppose anyone has a
She had a
blanket
good time.
tomorrow.
She had a good run.
Did she have a blanket?
Shall we divvy her up for XP?
Yes.
Why not?
All in favour?
Yeah.
Alright, so
I think we'll just
we'll
rest
just
till
assume
morning.
that Lenza washes herself thoroughly.
Yeah, I would like to, yes.
Well, one of us could always hold her under the water until she comes back.
Cool. You thoroughly wash yourself. You have a cold camp. In the night, you hear off in the distance. Perhaps it's traveling many, many miles. You're not sure. Maybe coming from the hills, perhaps even the mountains. Great, deep, bellowing voices. The words are most likely imperceptible. But it is a language of violence and hate. The words are harsh. It sounds like something is just letting rip at the top of its voice, and it has a very loud voice, and it is carrying very far.
Do I recognize the language?
What language do you speak?
Goblin or common or trade? Trade tongue, dwarven, goblin, divine.
You
I
do
just
not-
asked Mark what it means, because I assume he knows.
Is it in orc rank?
No, it is not.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's probably giant or something along those lines.
I hope. Avoid giants.
Alright.
Avoid giants.
I think a giant's too big a challenge for us at this point.
No, man, it's fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was going back to our original pub thread.
Cool. Anyway, shall we rest up? If possible.
Yeah, rest and a watch.
I'm happy to take any rest, any
Yeah, I'll take a watch. I don't need
witch watch. Yeah.
to rest my weary bones. I've still got a spell. Not damaged.
In that case, I'm snoozing like a baby.
I was going to say I'll take one for the team and by Craig. I'll take one from the team and just rest.
Did we just lose a player?
Yes, we did.
Caradwin.
She's out like a light, clearly.
Yeah.
All right, I'll take the other. I'll take a middle watch.
Sure. Yeah, you do not get particularly peaceful rest, but it's rest enough that you will recover your hit points if you have any lost. It's not very peaceful because and restful due to the bellowing.
Welcome back, Caradwin.
Sorry.
She just passed out for a minute there.
Yeah, sorry.
Nodded off during her watch, apparently. So you each heal 10% of your maximum hit points rounded up. So for all of you, that should be 1 except for, I believe, Hypatia and Lensa.
Yes, because we have 8.
You have more than 10, do you, Lensa?
No, I've only got 8.
Oh, then you'll only get 1 as well.
Cool. But that's all I need to heal.
Cool.
First thing, I wasn't even damaged.
Hey,
And all the spells come back?
you can prepare your spells, yes. You can, both you and Mark can meditate for an hour on the morn. Pray to the gods. Hope they don't smite you.
Yeah. I move slightly further away. I just don't want that kind of attention. I'd say negativity in my life, but that seems like a bad idea.
Stay positive.
That is a very sleepy dog.
Yup.
Cool.
And before we get back into it, I would like to thank Talsi for tonight giving me the opportunity to gift search Mudworm, a phrase I never thought I was going to use.
Morning has dawned over the Valley of the Obelisks, and indeed, as it does so, you realise that not more than 100 feet from you is an obelisk.
Hey.
Large, just jutting up out of the ground, stark against the green.
Is it smaller than the one
It's about,
in Somerton?
it's
or-
about 12 feet tall. The one in Somerton is known as the Great Obelisk and is the largest in the valley.
All right.
Check it
Well,
out.
I'll give it a bit of a lick. See if
Check.
see if it tastes similar.
Yeah, this one does not taste nice at all. Not taste salty, does not taste sweet, just tastes of bitter disappointment.
Tastes obelisk.
Mark is familiar with that flavour.
Cool. I'll be right back. Just going to grab a drink.
Cool. So, the obelisk, when you check it out and lick it, it just seems like all the other obelisks you've seen. Granted, it has slightly different shape, different size, the runes are different, but there is no obvious indication as to what its purpose is.
More people have touched it. Who knows what diseases you have now?
Probably less than the worms.
Possibly less than what he already had to start with. He's a half-orc.
The healing power of licking strange obelisks. That gift did not load.
Ah,
Yep. Good gift choice.
It is the gift of an invisible stalker.
You have to click on to open it. But it's worth it.
Disappointing. Oh well. What could I say? That's a shame. I mean, there's so many choices for
Oh, there really are.
Sure, so you guys are still on the river. Off to the east is the Headwater Hills. To the northwest is the Forest of Turlek. And you have the ruins of Andreshil, a fine adventuring location.
I thought we were going back to kill the rest of the worms.
Yeah, okay. I'm happy to.
So you're heading
Sure.
back in,
I want to finish them. Yeah, let's go back.
we this time can take down fragments of wooden boards to
Yeah.
attempt to use as suggested earlier.
It's not worth our lives.
Oh, it is.
What? We're
Well, we
looking
could
for
always
your
tie
friend.
ourselves off or something.
Alright.
There could still be a live ranger in there somewhere. Maybe.
Yeah,
Probably not.
and I think this is more what Mark was doing.
Oh.
Alright. So you are heading back to the ruins of Androshell then.
Well, that was 2 votes for. Was anyone else?
Well, if you're all going, then I'm coming with you.
Yeah, I'm happy to go
Sure,
back.
let's go.
Aaron and I
Yes.
are the loudest voices.
Finish your first worms.
Yes. Go attack the worms.
All I'm saying is Grail's already got it prepared.
I have a few things prepared.
Okay, this one doesn't involve dragons.
Oh, I wasn't going to put a dragon until you were at least level 3.
Wyverns, worms.
I was going to put no dragons until you at least level 3, but if you are insisting otherwise...
Insist, yeah.
No, not really.
So, yeah, we head back to the cellar, into the dungeon, and
Sure.
let's
Is
make
Oz
a
with us?
beeline.
No, because Oz will love it when he comes back to see this map again.
Yes.
Hey, that's what happens when you leave.
Do you want to cast a light on someone again?
Oh, it's only 2
And I'm
hours.
back.
Okay, so it
So we'll
was
just
a
use torches.
it was a unanimous vote to head back into the.
Why?
You weren't here to stop it.
God damn it,
Yeah.
okay. I will say I will not be the one in the front of the party. Someone else can do that now.
Now, Grail, could we take some wooden door frames that we've splintered up and...
There is many a wooden door frame and many a
Oh, sorry,
plank
panel, yeah.
and many a piece of wood that you can procure from the keep above.
Sweet.
You have much wood. And that's a title.
Certainly is.
Well, let's work our way around up here. That seems like a good way to do this. Who's got torches?
You say that, but it really wasn't. I can speak from experience.
Do we want to take some goblin chum with us?
Chum.
Well, they've been dead for at least a day and a half at this point. I
Oh,
think goblin chum's probably a fair term.
I'm gonna light another torch.
Do we
I
have
hope we grab their heads first.
I'm going to take some goblin chum.
Okay.
We'll stand back and watch this intently.
Mm-hmm.
Feeding frenzy.
So, lead on.
Well, we got a torch. Gonna wander out. What's up here? What's up to the north?
Looks like a passage leading to where we've been.
That
Dum
it
dum
is.
dum.
Alright. You got some red on you.
Now I have to zoom in. Life is hard.
Well, do we want to have like a specific order of this, or just not? Are we not that fast?
Well, maybe choppy guys near the front.
We're not very professional.
I'm at the back, just FYI.
Oh right, that's the torch going with him. Got it.
Do we have 2 torches or 1 torch? 2 torches is probably a good idea.
Well,
I've got a torch which I'm gonna now stick at the mud.
and I'm going to move past and aim to chuck a bit of goblin chum.
Oh, goblin chum. Oops.
Oh,
Sorry, we
how
were going
about
for the
I
blank down.
might pull out some sort of halberd first and ready
Oh,
that.
chum. Alright. So what are you exactly doing?
Well, I'm going to ready helmet, ready to smack anything which, any worm-like thing which turns up.
I'm keeping my codpiece firmly attached.
And you are chumming.
Did Mark want to put down the plank first?
Yeah, that's what my plan was.
Caradwin has decided this is all too much and has stayed in the cell.
Yes, I'll put a,
Too busy doing gifts.
Too busy gifting it up.
put a plank out here.
Hey, it's a real gift.
Plank. Kalunk. So if we have to step out there, we have
March
something
the spider crabs.
maybe a bit more
Those things are
solid.
horrifying.
No. Why? Why do they exist?
Because it makes the worms so much less scary.
Exactly.
Also, that chub gif, that is amazing.
Alright, so yes, you notice that the goblin bodies that you had seen previously do not seem to be there.
No heads for Mark. I'm going to attempt to chuck some goblin chum here.
Sure. Make
You know, just like an arm or two.
Make a d6 roll, everybody, please.
Hey.
Dun, 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 dun.
No, not really.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey, I didn't get a 2.
Woo. 5.
High five, Zeltarnin and Ceridon.
Yeah.
Oh, nicely done, Nodgrim. Unless 6 is bad, in which case.
Yeah, in which case, don't.
Alright.
Plankworm. It rotates.
It comes above the plank.
Smack
Or-
it.
Like, onto the plank.
It pivots high as bad.
Well, kind of comes out from under, kind of goes above, etc. It's a 3-foot segmented worm again. It kind of lurches out of the mud at you as though it can either detect the presence of you from a number of different things and seems to ignore the fact that you are chumming. Zelmarro, Hypatia is surprised.
I was readying my weapon.
Yeah, this is probably the thing. You were probably just testing its weight and weren't quite prepared at that point in time.
Don't listen to him. The special spawned just in front of you.
Yeah, you were about to attack that pack rat, and
Yep. And the assassin just jumped
Focus.
2 inches out of your face.
Focus.
Oh, good.
that's when we need the Zelmarro special.
Let me just remove the headphones. To
How do you spell your name, by the way?
I believe Mark spells it Dillwweed.
CORPSE.
I was talking about
M-A-R-Q.
Zelmarro, but
Oh.
yeah, don't worry.
So,
Hypatia, how do you spell that?
Yeah,
Hypatia.
that's it.
Yep.
Alright, so we will begin with Nodgrim in this, because this Nodgrim has not gone first in a round so far. I take it you are not doing anything, though.
But the worm, is that where the rectangle is?
Yep,
Can I move into it? Can I push through people?
not
You
really.
certainly.
No.
I'll let you move through.
Not really. In that case, I will ready my weapon, my axe, in case it comes at me.
There's nowhere really for you to move into. There's kind of a jumble of people at the moment. You could move into a square with someone for sure if you want. It'd just be ultra dangerous, especially when
No.
you know 2 of the people at the front use pole arms.
That's cool. I've got my axe ready. If anything comes in our direction, I'm ready.
And
I'd probably
use
recommend
max.
maybe have your healing ready to go, or maybe anti-paralysis.
I'll pray to
That's
my
the same
god if
thing.
it's necessary.
Shaquan, what are you doing, mate?
I am going to smack that some bitch.
Out on the floor.
Smack that.
Yep. It seems like a good plan.
Oh, no.
Do I hit?
Kruber, the deserving of vast quantities of XP and gold, What armor class do you hit?
By the way, it was like that all of last section.
I know, but I just read it this time.
I on a what did I get? 16. Will hit armor class 3 or below.
Correct. You hit.
Woo!
Did you guys all read the how Thaco works thing?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, if you forget, it turns out you can look at the number you rolled and the chart.
You can look at
Yes.
that as well. All right. Well, that lasted. Not long, did it?
I believe this is what happens.
Oh. Nice.
Well done.
Yeah, except that it's not all, little beads, etc. It's,
Revolting organs?
yes, revolting, gooey, internal organs of a 3-foot worm. Which
I am
thankfully,
not Googling that.
thankfully splatter all over the board.
Did somebody fall over?
Because Craig just Googled it. It's dead. It is now but a smear upon your board.
Slippery.
The hell is that last GIF?
That's what happened when I cut it open. Or,
You can
We'll
hear
go
some,
with that ladder.
You can hear some movement from around the corner.
Mm-hmm. Why don't one of you go look?
Sadly, I've already acted this round.
Something, avenge me.
We really should get that on a t-shirt for you.
That's amazing.
Alright, Hypatia is
look.
looking.
Looking and ready to hit things.
Nogrim is going to go have a look, is it? Did he say?
Yep.
I don't hear him saying no.
Yeah. That. No.
Oh no! Don't do that.
Alright.
Why is there a big green thing?
What's the big green
Because
thing?
I was trying to highlight, but
Okay.
messed up.
As long as it was you, it's fine.
Alright, there is a worm. You can see it. It's
Trying to read the torch.
about 10 feet away from you. It's squirming over what appear to be the remains of the goblin, or a goblin. And you can see, Hypatia, as well, that the mud is moving over there. It's undulating.
Oh, good.
Ooh.
Get the feeling we're gonna have more company of a larger variety. Now, in
That'd be
this
good.
edition, do helplets have reach by any chance?
You got a bit of reach here. You could probably have a swing at that.
Might as well. Do I just make a standard attack roll?
Yep, go for it.
I'll wait for it to move in my direction. If it does, the swing. If it doesn't, I'll stand.
I think this is how it's. That's a bonus.
Alright,
It's promising.
that hits. You get to add +2 to your damage because bladed weapon, cutting weapon against unarmored enemy.
Nice.
So what's that, +6 or something ridiculous? Ooh, 5.
That is quite good. In fact, it is now another quite dead worm. It's at this point after you slay that worm and its innards are revealed in all its glory and gory to the world, that the undulation from over in that direction isn't so much for large worms, so you think there might be something large in there, but the surface of the mud is a writhing mass of tiny little ones.
Babies.
Ooh.
Hundreds and hundreds of them.
Baby, get in my belly.
I think that's
Are
their
you
line.
wanting? Yeah.
Can I just pass another plank forward to those guys so they can land the plank out there?
Sure.
Good plan.
Yeah.
It stinks from around there as well. Alright, you put another plank down.
Clunk.
Cool. How about we colour them in a bit darker? I probably just drew on a precious token.
Yep.
Alright, there is another plank. Splat.
Nice.
Sweet. Shall we move forward then, Acacia?
Sure.
You've been doing such a good job.
I did draw on Hypatia's face.
Nice.
Let's just delete that.
No.
Alright, from around there, you're carrying a light source, are you, Hypatia?
Yes, she had the torch with her.
Actually, I stuck the torch back down
Yeah,
where
she used a
Malcolm
two-handed
is.
weapon.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh no, you stuck it where you were.
That's turn
Yeah.
before.
So here. So it's probably a bit
No,
deep.
no.
It's there.
Well, that's where I put it. But if
Oh,
it's
you put it.
to be,
Right.
if it's
So
meant to be
just so
back
you
there,
can
I'll
see
put
that-
it back.
Alright, you see that the ground is writhing. There is just what you thought might have been hundreds of thousands of these. They're probably about 2 to 3 inches long.
Ah,
And
burn
they
them.
are covering everywhere. But there is one particularly large one, which has decided that you're invading its nursery.
We're trying to kill its babies.
Yeah,
And
let's kill it.
This one's probably about 6 or 7 feet long, and it's moving forward
Oh, good.
through
Guys,
the
back
mud,
up.
through the slime.
No, we need to put another plank or two
With-
around. So
With
That's nice.
With no, move yourself back.
yeah, you moved, buddy.
Let him do his box text of doom, Alan. Of doom.
Fine.
It's moving with stunning speed through the mud. Are you back where you were?
Well, I'm trapped by box text.
Yes.
Cutscene. You hit escape. Nothing happens. Hit space. Nothing
But
happens.
this is the 20th time!
You hit Control Alt Delete. Nothing happens.
You find that that moving, especially as you are on these planks on the mud, is ungainly at best. If you try to retreat, can you please make a dexterity check roll equal to under your dexterity?
Is that on 2d6?
1d20.
Right. So 50-50 chance of falling over the mark. Excellent.
You can do it.
So, not a fan of those odds.
Wise. Not good odds.
Uh-huh. Yeah, what a surprise.
You don't
So,
fall.
do I fall face down or face up?
You don't fall. It's just that you find yourself having to basically stay where you are. You're counterbalancing so you don't end up in the mud. This thing is moving towards you, and Zeltarnin is gifting us again, and
That guy, I can't believe him.
that's a pretty fair effort.
Hmm.
But yes, you are trying to back up in a moment of panic, I guess, and you find that you can't do so. You're trying to not fall over. All right. Mark, you're up first.
Excellent. I'm going to.
You hear the noise and you hear Hypatia's swear.
Curse loudly.
All right.
Indeed.
I'm going to move here. Just jump into the mud myself, and I'm going to drop a plank in front of me.
All right.
That's my plan.
The
It's
mud
not
is
a good
Nice.
plan.
wait, the mud is up to your knees. It is
Oof.
hard going, but you can drop the plank. Where are you dropping the plank?
Just
Here?
yep. That's
Or
my
one
plan.
I'd say there's probably a better idea.
Sure.
That's what my plan is. Yeah?
After
well, that's where I'm
Mark.
gonna drop it. So
After Mark, Lenza, You can hear what's going on. You see Mark rush forward and drop a plank.
What is this, the early 2000s looking to save us?
I will wander down here, actually.
You do a lot of wandering. That's fair enough.
Mm.
All right.
If I'm looking around the corner, can I see if there's anything along that corridor?
Do you have a
see
torch?
nothing.
Oh, that's right. I didn't need a torch. I should probably get a torch.
You see nothing even more.
If I did not have a torch, I will not do that. But yes, I forgot.
All right. Well, you know you don't have a torch. What do you want to do?
I'm not going to get any in this way, so I'll wait to see what other people do. And then,
Do you have a torch that you could light?
not on me, no.
Caradon.
I would have happily given you one last night.
That's
Yes,
right.
but I wouldn't have asked for one.
Mm.
That's right. Caradon's up now.
Well, I'm not gonna move forward. I'm just gonna stay there and wait and see what everyone else was doing.
Nodgrim.
Ballsy.
Yay, elves. We're smart.
We're a portal.
You're
Most of the
trying not
time.
to become extinct. What's Nodgrim doing? Nodgrim? Nodgrim's not here. Hypatia.
Oh, I guess I can't move. Can't. Have I got?
You can try and attack it if you want. It's just that at the moment, you know, it's very unsteady under feet. If you tried to retreat in the hastily, like you wanted to, you'd probably find that you would definitely end up in the mud.
Well, let's have at it. That's probably gonna miss.
You would hit armor class of 7 with that strike.
Yep.
You miss indeed. You actually strike it, but it just glances off its thick,
Hide.
kind of armor-like plates.
Mm. I want to make armor out of that now. If
Jaquan,
only it was an armor.
I believe I can't get a reach on it due to leverage.
and the rocks, yep. And Hypatia is looking a bit unsteady. If you try and go through her like that, you may knock her off.
Oh, look, I'm willing to take that bet.
Alright,
Well, this could be interesting.
both of you roll a dex check, please.
Please both of you fall into the mud.
It would be amazing.
That was unsurprising.
Yup.
Okay, you both fail. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, you do at this point both fall into the mud.
Surprise face.
The mud where you are, Jaquan, is actually up to your thigh. It's
Ugh.
getting quite
Even
thick
though I'm
there.
so tall.
Yep, but it's up to your thigh. Which is one of the reasons why it's so ungainly on these planks, because there is no real support for them.
Excellent. Good, going well.
Indeed.
Hey, at least a crippled goblin isn't killing.
Let's roll dice. On an odd number, we'll go for Jaquan.
I like that number.
I love that you rolled. That's my favorite part.
He doesn't know Al well enough. What you're supposed to do there, Grail, for Al, is to just simply go, I'll roll, oh look, it didn't target Al.
It targeted Hypatia, and apparently it was as startled by Jaquan's efforts as Hypatia was, and the fact that the two of you ended up in the mud was something it was completely unexpected, and it almost bites itself.
See, tactical genius.
You're right.
All right.
I believe this is Hypatia.
No.
Alright, who's up now?
Is Nodgrim back?
Too late.
Alright, Nodgrim's not back. Hypatia, you're up.
Cool.
Stand up.
Yeah, I'll stand up. That sounds good.
Cool.
Might take a while.
Jaquan, it is hard going in this mud. Jaquan is face down up to, I say it's up to his thighs. That's how deep it is, but he's kind of probably mostly prone in it.
Yeah, I'm on my hands and knees.
You've got the little ones in your hair.
I'll be shaving that off. I am going to likewise burst up from the mud in what I would like to be a more predator-like fashion, but I'm
Sure.
guessing it's going to involve more high pitch.
Cool. Alright. You can...
Is that one worm or two worms?
That's one.
That's one. It's just large. It'll be fine.
Alright.
I said there's
Lensa.
absolute
Oh, sorry,
conviction.
Mark's up.
Well, from back where I am, can I push forward 5 feet and then drop another plank?
Where do you want to go to?
I want to go to here and then drop a plank.
There.
Yes, that's
Sure.
correct.
Drop a plank.
Bing.
Alright. Lensa. There's a lot of splashing in mud and shenanigans going on.
Definitely shenanigans.
Lovely.
They're having fun in the mud with some worms.
Alright. If I move there, can I actually get a sight on it?
You could probably lean around the corner and get a sight, but I'll give you a -1 on your attack roll.
I don't know why not. I'll be fine. Let's do this. So it'll be sort of just a +1 then.
Ooh.
You take a point of damage. As you fire the arrow directly into the rock face, it splinters and shards of it fly back into your face and scratch your beautiful skin.
Excellent.
At least you don't have hair worms.
Caradwin. It could
Going well, guys. Going real well.
See, we said this was a good idea.
So I'm not getting that arrow back.
Fair enough.
You got parts of it back.
All over my face.
Title?
What are you doing?
I moved up.
Okay. Is Nodgrim back? Nodgrim is not back.
Ryan! He's not the Messiah, he's just a very naughty boy.
Apparently he is. Alright. Odds it goes for Den. Nope.
See.
Uh-huh. That's it.
Alright.
Ooh.
It lashes out this time and latches hold of Hypatia.
Oh.
Excellent.
4 points of damage. And a saving throw versus poison at -2, please.
Oh dear.
Was it always at -2?
Nope.
For this big one it is.
This big one is.
It's more poisonous.
Its poison is bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's more of
Poison adjustment. Oh, let's at least it's only -2. Woo. Face full surprise.
Alright. It latches
Low
onto you,
paralysis.
and you are paralyzed. Indeed. You start to keel over, but thankfully you're stuck in some mud, so it's kind of slowing your descent. Alright, is Nodgrim back?
Nope.
Jaquan, you're up. you see Hypatia start to teeter. This large lamprey-like mouth of a worm, very long worm, is latched onto her lower leg.
That should make it easier to kill than to eat.
Hopefully,
Do I get any bonus to hitting it
it
while
will
it's latched on?
let's say it cancels out your penalty for trying to attack it in the mud.
I thought I'd got up last
You're
turn.
still moving in
Okay.
thigh-deep mud.
I don't think that's going to be...
Again, your blade strikes it, but glances off. From Jaquan to Mark.
So yes, AC 7.
Excellent.
Sorry, Thacker.
I am going to try
That should
to
be an
throw a
AC7, shouldn't it, Kruber?
Alright, AC 7.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Or
it
is
is.
what I would have hit on a 12.
I'm just going to try and shoot it with my short bow.
Okay, go for it. It is large enough that you do not have a penalty.
2.
Alright. But you are inept enough that it doesn't matter. Lenser. Things are not going well. What are you going to do? Have we lost Lenser as well? Nope, Lenser's
Well,
still there.
I'm just thinking, because maybe doing something else, because the last time I tried to do some fire and arrow, went, and it did so well for me. Could I possibly try and pull Hypatia back?
She's
I
pretty
have
big.
seemed to have lost every character sheet except for 2.
Which ones?
Keridwen and Mark the Wild. Can everyone else see their character sheets?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, hang on. That's because I have unfortunately hit W in the search field. Yay. IT.
My strength is not the best.
Did you Google how to fix that?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, good. Then you are IT.
Yes. Could I possibly attempt to drag them back?
Your strength is pitiful, isn't
Yes,
it?
I am aware.
And Hypatia is a large lass wearing breast and fold and carrying a large, heavy weapon. And she's
Cool.
in deep mud. So...
So no. Okay. In that
no,
case,
no, you can try.
I do not want to try.
Okay.
Now that the situation we described to me. So what I will do is I will move up one further there, so someone else can move in and drag her out, and I'll attempt to fire at the giant worm again.
Sure.
Do I do I still get the -1, or
No.
will I now have a better shot?
It'll be okay. Yep.
Awesome. Hey,
That hits.
that should hit.
Yay!
What do I get? What, that is a 0. I want to hit a 0. So
Yep,
yeah.
That
So,
definitely hits.
hey, let's
with
do
a
some damage.
Very, very satisfying thunk sound.
Oh, at least someone managed to hit.
2 damage. Yay.
Alright, but it doesn't seem to slow the giant worm's progress too much.
I wouldn't imagine so. No.
Okay, so after Lenser, Keridwen, what are you doing
I
to stop
shall
this
move-
malaise?
I shall move up here. I can't really. I can't move through them on the planks, can I? Like I can't.
You can kind of jump
It'd
behind
be-
it if
Yes.
you want.
Do it.
You
It
saw what
worked well
happened,
last time.
with-
Do it.
You saw what happened.
I was just going to try to jump over here, but I don't. Can I get to there or not?
Did you
So
see
you're
what happened
jumping
before?
over 2 upright people with no running start.
Okay,
I love it. I mean, one of them's not moving.
Yeah.
True. You could probably do balance off me, and I just
Is-
fall
Yes.
full
He's
face
just-
towards the one and suffocate. It'd be fine.
Here's-
It's just a plank on top of a
Here
plank.
is the thing. Those planks are mostly submerged now.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
You can try doing it. I mean, Legolas could do it, I bet. Orlando Bloom. Defies gravity.
Yeah. Well, we need a few more levels of Mary Sue for that.
Ooh, sounds like somebody's bitter. He's born from the race of men.
Let's try it. Let's try it.
Alright,
There's a good luck gift for you.
Make a dex check.
Dun, dun, dun,
And because you're
dun,
going across 2, you're trying to go across 2, make it at -2.
1d20
-2.
-2. Oh, hang on. What's my deck?
So it's just 1d20,
Oh, yeah.
but your dex is -2, effectively. The
Uh,
d20 dice roll is not. What's your dex? Your dex is normally 12. so
12.
you need to roll a 14 or higher.
1d20. Oh. Just snuck that in.
Well done.
You know when I said 14 higher, I meant 10 or lower.
I was wondering how that had changed.
So yes, you don't make it across.
Damn it.
The fact that my maths was poor for a moment does not alter the fact that you made a terrible decision and you should feel bad. You end up there. As you go across, you topple, fall face first into the mud with a splat.
Oh, joy.
Okay, so do we have a Nodgrim? Is he around?
I don't think that he's coming back.
He's still on Discord.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's fallen over and knocked himself unconscious again. Nodgrim will move to here,
The again sounds concerning.
Then heal.
and he's going to cast Cure Light Wounds,
Okay.
and it's
I was
going
going
to
to say,
be
did he want to
targeted
take the
to
torch with him?
It's going to be targeted to Hypatia to remove paralysis.
That would be great. Yes.
Alright, which will affect at the end of the round. Hypatia, this thing is still attacking you at the moment though. And it does one more point of damage. Still latched on. At the end of the round, you will no longer be paralyzed. Alright, Jaquan, you have the first. You're up first this round.
Let's try that again, Eddie. To check what that will hit. That will hit a AC 2 or below.
Cool, I got some major lag then, because I only just saw it come through then.
Yeah,
You-
same.
Likewise.
You definitely hit it.
Nice.
But you do not. You've got a piercing weapon, so go for it.
I'll
10
take that.
damage is impressive.
Nice.
Mightily impressive. It is seriously injured. Alright, so injured
It attacks me.
that it chooses not to let go of Hypatia. Alright, Mark, you're up.
Excellent. I am going to. I'm going to try and shoot it with a bow. Oops.
That's not a bow.
Yeah. I'm going to try and step across to here and shoot it with my bow. Oh, that's kind of a small space.
It is.
Yeah, that's okay. Into this little nook.
I'm going to give
Try
you
to
minus
shoot
1
with
to
my
hit.
bow.
Because you're a bit squashed up there and the mud's getting quite deep, you got -1 to hit from there.
Excellent.
I'm also picturing it as a purple pangolin.
Oh.
Nope.
Good thing is, wasn't a natural one, so you don't take any damage. Lensa, you're up.
Could I help? I'll help Seridan up. I think is the best use of my.
Alright, you get your fellow elfin lass out of the mud.
Thank you.
Elves.
You know that people pay hundreds of gold pieces for such beauty treatments. Ceridwen,
Complete with the writhing worms?
yeah, you know, it's good for what ails you. What are you doing, Ceridwen?
Alright, so I can now try to get up here.
You try to get up where?
Up onto the thing there.
Right, you stomp and splash and move around, etc. It's going to take you a full round to move there through the mud, so...
Oh joy.
Nodgrim, is he around? Nodgrim. Nope. Alright, so he's just gonna, he might cast another Cure Light Wounds to heal Hypatia.
Way to go into the stereotype of not even needing to turn up.
So at the
just
end of the round, you'll get that at the end of the round. Hypatia, you're up.
Cool. Why not? Let's swing and miss.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Oh my god. Hey, on the upside, you get healed for that at the end of the round.
You rolled a 1, so you take a point of damage as you smash your halberd into
But
the
you
rocks,
are getting healed
and
for
it whacks
6.
you back in the face.
This gentleman is average.
And the worm still attached to you does another 2 points of damage.
Ooh. That means that you probably won't be overhealed with that 6.
Sadly not.
Efficiency.
At the end of the round, you get healed for 6 damage. Alright. Mark, you're up.
Alright, I'm going to take this opportunity to continue being ineffectual and shoot my bow.
Has Hypatia
Nice.
healed? You took
Can
3
you
damage.
cast Bless?
You took 3 damage that round, healed 6. Cool.
Ooh, 14. That
Alright.
would mean that I would hit
Armor class.
a 5.
Correct. Roll your damage.
Ooh.
D6 plus 1. Man, this thing's
Roll that
hard to
bones.
change. 3.
Nice. Well done.
The large worm is dead. It writhes once, quite violently, detaching itself from Hypatia as it does so.
Oh, that's handy.
Falls back into the mud, squirms a little bit more, but not quite a massive full body writhe, and then it lays still, oozing into the mud, and its spawn of swarming little finger-length grubs, which, are all over the majority of you.
Yeah.
They're
I'm in
getting
favor of getting into that.
They're getting everywhere.
Lovely.
Hey, I tightly secured my codpiece. I specifically stated that.
I do recall. Alright, you have slain the last of the large worms. The little ones are going to pose
Nice.
no actual threat to you, other than, being horrifically disconcerting
Hideous.
and grotesque.
Until they grow up and be big worms.
That's right.
When you say the last of the... Was that genocide we just did?
No, because there's a brood here.
Okay. Let's burn it before we go, guys.
Let's commit genocide. Good thinking.
Oh, we're D&D adventurers? It's a time-honored tradition.
Murder Hobos Incorporated.
You get some stinky guts for loot. Yay!
Alright,
Excellent.
are you going to somehow manage to burn or endeavour to burn all the little ones?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, we'll burn the ones at least that are on the surface.
Well, what with? That's
Well,
quite a large area we'll
Yeah.
try and burn.
we've got a bunch of planks.
We should probably shouldn't we search
Yeah.
the mud before we start throwing burning oil and everything all over the place?
Well, I mean, we could do it after we've...
Makes a point. I'll pull out a 10 pole and start.
I certainly wanna take that corpse. It's got like harder armor on it than I'm wearing.
You could make a worm plate armor.
Exactly. Maybe somebody could make some sweet worm plate armor. That would be cool. Yeah.
Are you going to try and
Yeah.
take the big worm?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
you grab the big worm.
Mm-hmm.
You
I'm gonna
grab it.
grab that
You-
purple
you-
worm.
You grab that big purple worm,
Damn right.
and you
Two hands,
pull it.
boys. 2 hands.
You pull it out from what it's in, the
Yep. From the slime.
slime. I don't know if I want to look at this GIF, given that what we were just talking about. It's not quite as bad as it could have been.
Nowhere near as bad. I've encountered some truly horrifying gifts.
All right, are you going to start, searching through the mud and the gore and the slime and the countless thousands of tiny little broodlings? Because Caradon's just mentioned that she wants to go face first into it.
Yeah, so does Hypatia.
Yes.
I will watch over ready for new threats while they do that.
Okay, so you're going to start, going into some quite deep mud. I'll tell you what, make a pure luck roll. Roll D% and see if you can get under your charisma.
Nice.
Sure.
Charisma. Okay.
Excellent. Consistent.
How'd that go for you?
Did you roll, Caradon?
Oh, good. Sorry, I didn't realise we were all rolling.
No, just the two who were looting.
Just the two
Oh.
who were going face first into the
Oh,
mud,
okay.
slime, and
Okay.
thousands of worms.
Well, that's not gonna go too well since my charisma is abysmal.
Second only.
Oh,
That would have succeeded for Hypatia. But for you, you still got more than double what you need.
Yeah.
I stand by the GIF.
Hang on. Was it a D? Oh, I thought it was percentile dice.
It was.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
percentile. Okay. Well, never mind then. Sorry.
He cheats and he still fails.
Zell, I wouldn't be laughing about that too much, Mr.
Whatever. The odds
yeah.
of me rolling
Yes.
under my charisma is
not
about
likely.
10. Is at least 10% less than was statistically average.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Okay, you have a bit of a dig around. You find that there is a bit of a depression in the rocks here, in the ground, which is why the mud seems to be so deep.
Hey, look, you can see everything.
You end up coming up with a few bits and pieces of bone and lots of mud and slime and what could be, some kind of bioorganic material, but you are covered in worms. They are in your hair, they are in your ears, they are going down your armor, inside your clothes. Unfortunately, Hypatia with that roll ends up with one in her nose. They are everywhere, and you are encapsulated in this slimy, gooey, cling to you like glue, muddy substance.
BRB going to have a shower.
But you each can find... I'll tell you what. You can each find D6 copper pieces. Because I'm magnanimous.
Yeah.
Cool. Watch me roll one. Called it.
Because you called it, when you scrape all the mud off, it's actually a gold piece. I could
Be
have made
fine. I'll need that to get someone to clean my freaking armor.
I could have made it an electrum. All right, but you are still, totally covered in worms. In fact, one might say you are now a worm that walks.
Oh,
Mm.
crisis! I think this encapsulates how our combat went tonight. I'm not saying who's who.
Alright, you have defeated the dreaded worms that were, quite
Terrorizing the mud.
Goblins.
quite happy to just be by themselves and, play a vital
Worship us, mud, for we have saved you from
play a vital ecological role.
temptation.
Not in a fantasy world, they don't.
They did. They filled a vital ecological role, providing XP.
Now that's 1 copper piece worth of XP.
I take it you are going to beat a hasty retreat
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Right to the river, henceforth.
before
Yeah.
the worms infest the rest of you.
I'm over here already, don't worry.
Alright, you can indeed retreat from both the caverns and the ruins of Androshell.
Run away! Run away!
Awesome. Good work, guys.
It
And
could have gone worse.
And we'll go.
Could have gone better though.
We'll go and wash ourselves off in the river and wash all those worms into the river and release an infestation into the ecosystem.
Well, I wasn't going to say it, but I was thinking it.
Hey, at least Zelmarro's one of them now.
In weeks to come, you'll just go to get your rations out and it's like, what the hell? Where's this worm come from?
How many worms have I eaten in the last week?
They're, when you go to the river and you start washing them off, they are everywhere, and I mean everywhere. They are all through your gear, all through, through you, in your hair. They're not coming out of your hair. They seem to latch on and, really, really kind of... Many of them, in fact, will have even latched on with their mouth, like little leeches all over you.
We will need to check for eggs or sores.
But we can leave it there. And next week, you can head for Silvermont.
Excellent.
Thank you for the session.
Yes.
And the
That was
gift
beautiful.
party.
Alright, catch you later, guys.
And yeah, I won't
Thank
be
you very
here
much.
next session, but I'll be hopefully for the one after.
We will try
There
to
in
make sure...
spirit.
I'll try to make sure they keep you worm-free.
Seems unlikely.
Can't promise anything.
Alright, catch you later, guys.
See you later, Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, guys.